what happened last week? You all met some interesting people, went to interesting places, and did some interesting things. Specifically, you went to, upon reaching the main unseelie court of this Feywild, this non-Feywild Feywild. Basically, the Archfey who is ruling this, the Queen of Shadowed Glass, has made her own Fey inside the material plane. And in doing so has made her own unseelie court and is running it. When you guys entered, you encountered a interesting messenger, talked with them down the hall that seemed to progress your speed as the conversation continued. Went up some interesting stairs that were covered in mirrors and reflected your deepest regrets and unfulfilled dreams back on you. Then you arrived at the court itself, where she offered you a deal. Well, you offered her a deal, she offered you in return, and basically, in return for the copy of Warden, which was the one who had Warden's name, Warden killed Warden, got her name back, which she is now Orchid, and with it comes her memories, one of which is the memory of her father telling her that she was named Orchid because that was her mother's favorite flower. Now, with Warden killing Warden, or the Dryad, depending on how you look at it, as the Dryad had taken her name and visaged the Queen offered you a deal. You got your name back in return and got to be free. In return, you had to find the tomb of Obadon Briog, the leader of the legendary adventurers, greatest wizard in all history, and the one who sealed up the planes of existence from the material plane. No powers can come in and out, no beings from the planes can go, and no beings from here can go there. Yes. What kind of power may be resting in his tomb, where adventurers tell of Obadon Briog's tomb like it is the greatest treasure trove site in all of history. All the magics from thousands of years put together in one place. The secrets of how to separate a plane of existence from another, all of them are hidden there, and that's the goal of the adventurers. And one of your goals as well at this point. But you all decided to go down to the Southern Sapphire because you had sent a message out telling that Hope's mother was soon up for execution. So, ship left, and the ship is now coasting to see the Southern Sapphire, which on Roll20. This is the old map of, well, it's the same landmass, same everything, but Heavenside has been demolished. Many buildings are just gone. Museums are burnt to a crisp. It almost hurts you to see how much beauty has been taken from this world by one act of violence. When your ship comes into the large river area, the first thing that catches your eye is how beautiful the water is. It's not just crystal clear down to 100 feet. But the coral reefs that extend and carpet this entire riverbed look to be made of crystalline structures as well as crazy plant life that you couldn't even imagine. The southern sapphire got its name because of the beautiful gems that the river has inside of it. The waterfall at the very end of this river, where the city begins, is the Crystal Falls, and you actually see bits of like fairy dust flying through the sky that is actually just mist from the vast 100-foot tall, couple 100-foot tall waterfall at the very end that always has at least a dozen rainbows inside of it. Not just from the lights, but also from the coral reefs that grow inside the waterfall itself, break up, spread, grow, and the water can't stop it fast enough. So this is one of the most beautiful places in the entire world, if not the most. And it's the destination for all the vacationers, honeymooners, people who just want to get away. And you see the evidence of the change that has happened. Devil's Side, once just relegated to the south side, has now invaded the islands that are inside the actual river. Normally, in the past, it has been neutral ground is those islands. That's where many disputes between both sides happen, legal disputes, uh, where they come to trade, and mother, yes. And
Okay.
it seems that with the destruction of Angel's Side, Devil's Side is beginning to creep up and take over. Yep.
All right.
And you're all on the ship together, waiting to be docked.
Probably after seeing the sight of home, Hope is just going to. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Five years and a few months. He kind of reaches up to his hair, brushing it out of his face.
Doesn't feel like home, does it?
No.
Feeling was mutual with mine.
I was expecting something to happen to the Angel's Side with all of this, but to find it smoldering.
Let's get done what we came here to do.
Oh,
Yes, Rybar.
I'm guessing the Devil's Side doesn't take kindly to celestial folk, no?
I'd imagine not at this point, but hopefully being, and he'll tug at one of his horns. Me being who I am will help with that.
Maybe a cloak is in order for me.
Oh, glad. It might actually be safer if both myself and Raybar stay on the ship until you know if we can
I
join you.
understand where you're coming from, Oscar. I get it, but I'm not leaving them.
I have to be honest. I'm going to need your help.
Gordon will
Aye,
just roll her eyes and throw her mantle at Raybar.
But
Fumble fucking catches it.
your mother is under trial for being a princess.
I know. I know.
That is, in fact, why I asked.
He
Put that
pinches the
on.
bridge of his nose. I know, Ulfgar.
Raybar, put that on. Put the hood over cover your head. Keep the hood
I know
drawn.
I know how to put on a cloak.
It's a
What's on a
mantle. But
It's
yeah,
same different. Whatever. Sorry.
Thankfully,
feels weird without it.
do you,
Shoulders
do
feel
you, do you have a
stiff.
pendant that you keep with you, Ulfgar?
My shield has the twinned symbols of Bernard, as
Just a
does my
giant
pendant.
holy symbol.
I,
Yeah.
I, I, I
I
would
can fix
suggest.
Covering it with cloth.
No,
I,
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 can
I,
fix
I,
that. For the
Go
time
ahead.
being, I can. It's gonna hurt for me to say it. I can mask it with another sheet of metal.
You could just wrap it in cloth.
That too. Wrap it in cloth, keep it on your back until you need to use it.
and it'd be as simple as keeping the symbol closer to your chest, under your garments.
Yes.
I can do both of those things, but all right. It does seem a risk for me and Raybar to join you.
When is it not a risk for us to join our friends? Oh God.
It was a risk for us to go to the Feywild.
We
Fair
don't
enough.
have a choice to go to the Feywild. We have a choice to do this.
No, you don't. You know that.
If you're really uncomfortable, you don't have to go. But
You don't.
No,
Why?
it grows wearisome for me to be who I am and put you in danger by just that. That is not why I chose the path of Bernard.
oh, just kind of. Ulfgar, you don't know much about how my family was here, do you?
I see.
I think any of
They,
us.
they,
Sorry for that much.
they did not appreciate the fact that we intermingled between the two sides.
Which side were you on?
Speak of intermingling, don't you have something to do?
He gives a nod. Raybar, to answer that question, both. And then he'll turn
Enough.
and go back down into the Magnificent Mansion. And he's actually going to hunt down Rosebud.
Yeah, easy enough to find.
I'm going to erase Raybar's name, considering that Orchids is now present. I don't need the both of them. And I'm going to walk up to Rosebud. Hey, Rosebud.
He likes me better than he likes you.
Yeah.
Did you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you write your name down on this page here?
Okay. She looks at it. Mama says don't write my name on things that I don't understand.
All right. There's a reason for that, but I will. Wait. He blinks. How old were they when I just woke up from a nap. Like,
Is that slip of the tongue, Scott, or was it actually meant to say mama?
Slip of the tongue. But
Okay.
for each reference, it was just a couple of years ago. I mean, when you found them.
well, okay. She's right, but however, I will show you if you can just write your name down on it.
Okay. She writes her name.
And then Hope will cast Sending. Alright, you should... Oh wait, there's no stutter because he's writing. Alright, you should be able to hear me now, but... And he's going to motion to his mouth and then at the book. You probably can't see me talking, right?
Wow.
That goes into her head.
You're like one of those street magician people.
Okay,
Just let her think it's ventriloquism. It's fine.
He looks a touch confused, but gives a slow nod. Something
He's confused,
like
right, yeah.
that? It's not entirely inaccurate. Okay, do me a favor. If you ever hear that message, be sure to think back to me.
Okay.
That might seem weird at first. Just respond to me like you would as if I was talking to you, but don't speak.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you can speak at the same time. It doesn't really. Just This is so I can stay in touch with you over long distances. That's all.
Okay. Kind of weird as you're kind of as weird as the cook, aren't you?
He blinks heavily. I suppose I am. Strange.
It's okay.
The cook.
He he doesn't know how to respond to that, and he just gives Roba like an awkward little sibling hug because that's kind of what they are. That's kind of what they are at this point. And I'll be back in.
Do you also have a whole bunch of jewels I can play with?
He thinks for a moment. Nothing. I don't have anything that would be safe for you to play with. No. There's books in my room, but you might have a hard time understanding them.
Okay. Not okay.
Where in the mansion are you guys? Just out of curiosity.
Hope just went and found her, so that's up to you, Scott.
She is currently in there's like a little outcropping in front of Soupkin Sam's place, and she's hanging out up there.
You're welcome to take a look, but they're kind of. Do you remember what? I'm sure. Mallory told you what we were studying in the academy. Some of it has to do with that.
I don't remember. She didn't really talk about school much.
Really?
No.
That surprises me, actually.
She's a wizard and she's talking to a 5-year-old.
While this is happening up on deck, everyone else just hears River. Shit! Fuck! We are back! And he runs into the mansion.
Warden will follow to go grab another mantle.
Either way, be careful. Listen to what Granny has to say, because Lord knows, God, by the gods who have abandoned us, I will get an earful later.
Bye, Rosebud! Bye, Rosebud!
Bye.
Rosebud, bye, Rosebud!
What?
She puts away the
Rosebud, come to
diamonds
my
she's been
castle.
playing with.
He blinks a bit. Oh, and before I go, he bumps a little light onto her finger. You're welcome to play with that while I'm gone, but don't tell Ray-Bye.
She shines the light on the sapphire that she has. Lots of colors fly everywhere.
I love you, kiddo. I'm going to go make sure that they don't get each other killed.
You too.
Warden just walks right back by with a new mantle on.
He like hears that and freezes for half a second, but then departs, not acknowledging it past that.
I forgot the thing in my room.
And then Raybar, are you in your room in the magnificent mansion?
You watched me just sprint in and run directly into my castle.
You hear a loud crash on your door.
I gather up the things off my work table, stuff them in my bag, open the door. What?
As you open the door, there is a small smoldering piece of smoke. You can assume that an Eldritch Blast was cast into the door to get your attention.
First,
What?
the
Do you
bonking air.
want?
Do you have it?
Yes, of course I have it. I almost didn't, but I do now.
Oh, forgetful as ever, aren't we?
Whatever. Come on, we're gonna be late.
He just laughs and follows lazily behind. And we will join everybody else back up on the deck.
So, like, do they have good funnel cake here? Oh. Have you ever been here, Ulfgar?
I have not been here before now.
What about you, Val? Have you been here? Do they have good funnel cake? Do you know? I'm really craving funnel cake.
What is funnel cake even?
It's like whenever you put a bunch of like fried batter or friable batter into a funnel, and then you let it drip into oil. And
Nice. I'm back. What are you talking about?
Wait, funnel cake?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
funnel cake.
Yeah, we have that around here.
Hell yes.
You will need to tell
I-
her the recipe. I feel like that would be quite popular back at the Dwarven Inns.
I should
And you can
warn
look
you.
up.
It typically is covered in things, whether that's sugar or cinnamon.
Ale, you
Devil's
say,
side
covered
funnel
in
cake.
ale.
It wouldn't really go well with ale. It's a very fluffy dough.
Maybe like milk.
Hope just kind of wraps the side of his head with his knuckles. I'm just warning you. The devil side funnel cake has a bit of a kick.
So
I
are you
like
saying
the
it's-
kick. Let's
you're
go
saying it's spicy?
to the devil's side. Which side's the
No.
devil's
Wait,
side?
all of my sound cut out. What just happened?
I don't know. What happened?
What? I'm here.
No, Hope's sound cut out.
Ah,
Test, test. Can you hear us?
yep.
No, Hope. Hope.
Oh crap! Give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. Even though I know you can't hear me saying that.
Well, in any case, you will have to go through a secure, like customs and everything to get your ship docked, which is being processed right now.
Who's handling that?
Yep.
Please tell me it's not Sam.
Supcan Sam comes out with a giant, looks like a canvas bag with a money sign on it. Someone help me with these.
I'll go help Sam.
This isn't money, is it?
Nope.
What
Is it
this,
crabs?
As you lift one up, there's about 4 of them. It seems to be made filled to the brim, full of pearls and jewels.
Val's actually going to walk over at this point, having just been lurking quietly for most of the time. Reach for one of the bags, and if Sam lets him, he'll take it, open it up, eye it, then look back at Sam. Worth too much.
Well, you guys were gone for like a month or so. We had to do something with our time.
He would shake his head and just point at the ship for docking.
No, we're actual merchants now.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
apologies.
I'll grab a bag and just hoof it over the shoulder. Yes.
Wait a minute. You all became successful merchants in a month?
Yes?
That
You
They
haven't?
aren't- They aren't idiots. I mean, at least we can give them that.
You
Chaotic.
that you don't know how business works, Hope.
Chaotic, yes. Idiots, no.
I figured that was obvious, Orchid, given my specialty is the arcane.
At
Well,
this point, Val will try to relieve Sam of the other bag and just carry it for him.
to be fair, we did gamble most of this.
Now that sounds more like you guys. We
Yeah.
selling this?
Is
that
that
the
not
idea?
part of business? Have I been doing business wrong?
Yes.
Warden, you deal with the Fae.
Oh, right.
Yeah, all of us storytellers, we kind of pooled our resources,
Are you getting... Actually, how are you getting along with Henderson? And also, they must have done the pooling because you were with us for a month.
Well, yes, I got informed and they forcibly pooled my stuff and I think we lost like 75% of what we had, but it's enough.
Val blinks at that and just looks back at the bag, then back at Sam, then back at the bag.
What? We're immortal beings. We kind of pick up some stuff as we go along.
But you're not supposed to say that, Sam.
Hmm?
Heard you're not supposed to be talking about that.
Well, yes, we're in the medicine though, so it's fine.
Are we in the mansion?
Yeah, you've picked him up from his place.
Okay.
Val would actually
Okay.
shake his head and then go. Sorry. He would go. not that. The amount. How did you lose?
By gambling.
4 words.
No, he actually did a big pause between them, so
Oh, okay.
like trying 4 words, only getting 2 at a time.
Well, we ready to go,
Fair.
Fel, and make a bit of a profit?
Fowl just sighs at that and just nods.
It can't hurt. By the gods who have abandoned us.
That's still very cool. I still like that.
Everyone
Let's go.
like that. Yes, ahead.
So, as the ship begins to dock, about 12 fully armored demon-like creatures, led by a tiefling in blood-red armor, seems to be made of some kind of scale, hops onto the ship.
Welcome. May I have your names?
We will have your names first. Names and purposes, along with your cargo you are containing. And you must be submitted to a search of all possibly divine casters.
Search of what, might I ask?
All divine casters or contraband of such likeness.
I'm more asking to elaborate on the contraband.
We will say when there's contraband. So let us search.
Hope tilts his head to the side.
Fowl at this point just shrugs and looks over at Sam to see if he's supposed to offer up the gems for inspection.
Can you tell us where to get a bigger ship? The cabin is very cramped and...
Well,
I
then
had
it'll make the
Sam-
search quicker. All of you,
I had
all
Sam's
this...
foot in my face all night. I mean, right this way, and then Warden will just kind of start leading them around the upper parts instead of leading them into the mansion.
No, you will not escort us. You will take a line on the side, and we shall do our own searching. Thank you.
I mean, suit yourself. Just, there's dangerous alchemical stuff in here. This one isn't necessarily stable with his
Quick
creations.
speaking and line up. I do not have time for this. There's a line of ships waiting.
Fowl would actually just reach over to Warden, tap her on the shoulder, shake his head, and point to the railing, and then go, "Watch the show."
Hope just smiles.
Yeah, Raybar, step out of the way and make a walk line.
Yep, and Fowl will do the same.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You all line up, and this dockmaster signals to one of the soldiers, not in full like riot gear like the others, but a robe that's seen some battle, but repaired. And he steps up and casts a spell under his breath. It seems a variation of Detect Good and Evil. And
Oh boy.
instantly looks at Raybar and Ulfgar. Then we're gonna have to keep an eye on them. This one seems to
They've been
have.
Fey touched. All of us have.
Yeah, all of us glow. Literally all of us glow. We've all been Fey touched.
He's not looking so much for Fey, more of divine influence.
Celestial.
Yes. The Darkmaster looks at them too. Well, we will have to consult the Hunters Guild for any wrongdoings you may have done. Until then, keep still and do not make any sudden movements as we search this ship.
Hope tilts his head to the side. I believe the only resident here is me. This would be most of their first times coming here.
The Hunters Guild was in Chenerakia as well.
Yes. Well, we still are in Shenron, yeah? I
Um,
believe.
Or Kriel, excuse me.
actually, 1 second. You remember all of the storytellers except Sam are suddenly absent. And then the man looks over. Wait. That man there. Points to Sam. Divine essence all over him. Keep him with the others.
Val just looks at the guard, then looks at Sam, looks at the guard, looks at Sam, looks at the guard, and makes a face of absolute disgust, like, oh my god, you gotta be shitting me. And then just sigh. He doesn't do anything, though. He's just, like, his disappointment is immeasurable.
Okay. He begins a search, and then you hear a shout from me from one of the other men who went under. I've got a mansion under here. It's gonna take a bit. Herald, come use your magic on this place. The man in the robes goes down. After a minute passes, you have 6 guards who are facing you. Bows, arrows, staffs, swords drawn, ready for any sudden movement from the divine casters.
Do I recognize any of them? My brother is also a part of the guard.
No, the guard is one of the aspects that make them the guard is kind of the executioner. Like, they have helmets that obscure their faces and recognition, so that they can do what's needed to be done without anybody knowing about them.
Is this unusual comparatively? Like, is this not the normal guard wear for the city?
The units are unusual. Usually it's just one dockmaster, maybe a ledger guy who takes track of what they keep. Southern Sapphire has been not known for its security because of Devil's Side relies on, drugs coming in and out and stuff like that. That's one of the things they do. So having one of the groups that are like designed to escort VIPs and secure, pyros who want to burn down buildings or stuff like that, the special ops of the city, having them do routine ship checks means that security has been bumped up to a 10th degree.
Oh, right. By the way, I have this, and then Warden will pull out her pocket garden, and then she'll pull out some of the seeds. Yeah, I've been meaning to get rid of them, but I wanted to do it in a safe place, and I just keep getting, accosted about it.
Well, this is the place to do it. You hear the dockmaster come up from searching the mansion. Well, no contraband, nothing outside the usual. There were some holy symbols that I assume these 3 have ownership to.
3. And he looks.
At me. It's
I
me,
remember Sam.
Elgar, and Sam.
Hope is admittedly not acknowledging Sam. That's why he asked. It was intentional.
So, quick question. Never mind. I'm supposed to not talk about that. What?
If I would actually gesture to one of the guards with the helmets nearby and point to his helmet and go, what material?
The goons do not speak.
Nice weather we're having.
I do speak up to the quartermaster. Look. You must understand what kind of caster I am. What makes you think that I'd be traveling around with people who look to cause harm?
The kinds who can get into undercover situations and destroy us from the inside out. We are not taking any chances here. And as soon as the Hunter's clan comes back with their information, we will decide what to do with you. But for now, stay there. Do not draw any weapons or make sudden movements, or we will be forced to retaliate.
I wonder if the fart bombs are going to show up on our record. I mean, that was pretty
For
Well,
record.
funny, but
It was funny, but it wasn't harmful. Well, I bite my tongue at that.
Oh, you're actually saying in character. Foul pointedly ignore the entire conversation and turn to the coward captain and ask, "Can I get water?" And then gesture, miming, drinking a glass of water.
I'll have to excuse him. He's not very much one for talking. Seems he wants a drink.
Wait. Don't move. Don't draw any weapons or make any sudden movements.
So Sam, you never answered me.
Oh, yes?
How are
What?
you and How are you and Henderson getting along?
Oh, you know how it is. Uh, just a little strangulation among buddies who realize that most of their wealth has been stolen.
I mean, that's fair. But you're no longer, at the slightest inconvenience trying to kill each other.
Nope, we've upgraded to mild loathing.
That's
you know,
good.
Sam, I do want to point out that it probably wasn't Henderson that lost most of your money. It was probably Derek narrating what cards he had in his hand.
Yes, I heard the story from a couple of people. Derek was narrating everything he had. Henderson was asleep at the table. Gunny luckily got kicked out like early on for trying to rip someone's face off. It was a whole thing.
What about the big wolf? The big guy, Nide.
Oh, he actually kept our 25%. He was, you know, he actually knew how to play.
Val just smiles at that. He liked the guy to start with, and now he likes me more.
Do I know any of my brother's old guard mates? Like, random names off the top of my head.
I mean, you would, but there's guards and then there's guards.
This is like SWAT compared to
That's what I figured.
This is ICE, yeah.
ICE. I don't even know what the fuck ICE is.
You don't.
Yeah, immigration and customs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
DEA. No.
The DA is drugs, but
Yeah.
Well, mixed with that as well. But, I mean, the DA is technically the opposite purpose. They're supposed, in this city, they're supposed to tell the price and how good drugs are to be sold. Less
So,
of...
like, where would I go to start selling these? Like, I want to make sure that like people don't get hurt because I know that you can like use them to like make
here we
deadly
go.
weapons and stuff.
And the guard that they sent out earlier comes back with a tiefling in gray robes and a silver band around his head, who approaches. Yes.
Met some of your comrades over in Kriella.
Well, we do span the globe. I am Hunter's Clan Igrin. The Dockmaster turns to him. These men and women. Tell me, have they caused any trouble anywhere else? The Hunter's Clan member looks at all of you and his eyes go out of focus. You see the silver band on his head gleam in the sunlight a little too brightly. Yes, they have caused trouble in the past, but not against our intentions. They are just average troublemakers. No record of dealing with specific gods or any such like. In fact, they are outlaws in Shanarakia, technically, which makes them okay in our books, legally. allowed to be here without being arrested. But I would suggest segregating them to the north side, as one of them has records of some religious influence. And the Dockmaster looks, well, we'll be keeping our eyes on you, but know that you are allowed only permission to enter the north side. If you step foot in Devil's Side, you will be pressed with many charges and arrested on sight. I will have your description sent out, but for now you may
Just
go.
said that
To
you
the
like
side.
troublemakers?
There's troublemakers, and then there's you three.
And what about the middle?
Certain areas you may enter with notice, but if we catch you, you will be held indefinitely. We have many trials going on, so even if you are innocent, it will be a while till we get to you.
Hope smiles. All right. All right.
You never told me your name. What's your name? Tell me your name.
Anyway,
Oh, well, I'm Darkmaster Igrelas.
nice to meet you.
All right, men, next ship. And they hop off the ship and go to the next one. Next one behind you is a fanciful one. Scarlet and looks like a pirate ship, but a noble's pirate ship.
I'd say if it was pink, I'd be fucking thrilled.
I mean, there's probably a pink one in there. There's just pretty crazy place. But you are directed to by a guy named Dingy, who is directing traffic of ships, basically towards Heaven's Gate. These docks up here. Now, when you dock and go off, you notice that the docks, most of them have been completely destroyed. Sunken ships are currently being cleared out, and restoration of the area is underway. But whatever happened a month or two ago, destroyed many ships on this side, and it's become pretty hazardous to go there without a guide. But you are safely directed to a mostly intact dock.
Set out the
You can
game
see
plan.
Hope visibly exhale.
As he does that, I'll set out the game plan.
I feel like that worked. Made him not want to be there.
I'm ready to be on solid ground.
Oh, it worked on you too. Good to know.
Well, I'm gonna go sell the stuff. See you in a bit.
Okay, Sam.
And he goes. And
Wait, Sam,
what?
do you still have your cup?
Yes.
Good to know. Thank you.
It's the size of a barrel. I don't think that he could seal it that easily. But
No, he could lose it though. It's Sam.
You hear
Oh,
some
actually-
splashing, and several figures swim out of the water onto the dock.
Derek.
Leading them is Detective Derek Storm.
Derek, we must play cards sometime. I'd love to test our wits.
Perhaps, but Detective Derek Storm knows when to call someone's bluff and bring out his own revolver.
Fowl would actually go over, tap him on the shoulder, then point at Sam. Watch him, please.
Detective Derek Storm shall watch and make sure that the underworld of this underworld does not become any more
Foul.
underhanded.
Fowl shakes his head at that. No. Get fair price.
Yes, that too. Also,
He doesn't trust Sam to not sell 1,000 gold worth of gems for 5 copper.
Well, Detective Derek Storm knows how to make a deal. He knows what price to set him at so that he can lure them into a false sense of security. And
Val
racist.
shakes his head at that and immediately goes to the Impaler and goes, "Watch Derek."
I feel like we're going in circles with this.
Alright, just make sure Sam gets a good price. That's all we care about. Storytellers, break. We good?
The storytellers go after Sam, and you guys are left at the dock.
Man, I thought we were ragtag.
So, an inn?
Sam is a literal god. I don't know why you doubt his capabilities.
Because it's Sam.
It is Sam.
It
Is
is
he not
less
the
we doubt
finest
his
cook you've ever met?
Ulfgar.
Debatable because I exist.
Alright.
What-
Is he not the finest cook you ever met? Poor kid.
No, I'm the finest cook I've ever met.
I would like to roll insight in terms of how hard she's lying to herself.
As soon as she says that, doesn't matter
Okay.
about the insight. First thing out of Foul's mouth is no.
And Raybar is making that noise.
Hope it's just shaking his head.
She's not lying.
Well, it's only so well you can lie to yourself.
Hope looks at Ulfgar.
You've eaten my pocket pizza. Shut up.
I would answer with, and thus the judgment.
It is quite
Or
hard.
sorry, and
Okay.
thus judgment. Sorry.
Listen. We need to find my home.
Aye.
If my father's anywhere, it's there.
Oh, there it is. Morden will just kind of points and then roll her eyes and look at Hope. You're gonna have to lead us there. We're
I
not gonna
know.
know until you go, so just start walking and we'll follow you.
Do you think we just leave you to go walk on your own? I mean, do you think we do it again?
You get the feeling like you're being watched, Hope. And you look over and you see what was previously mistaken as a deckhand, as he is thick and stout and burly. Address.
Blinks. Hold on 1 second. You dropped the name and I didn't quite hear it. What was it again?
Adris Morthos. Your father.
Wait a minute. Well, that was much faster than I thought it was going to be. He points to Adris's direction.
Dock hands?
And
Wardell
he
kind of
comes towards you.
Oh yeah,
hopeful
may I have
without
your name?
hesitation.
Lifts you up and throws you in the water.
Can I try to catch Hope? Can I try?
Wait, who gets thrown in the water? Is it me or?
Hope gets thrown in the water by his father.
I want to try to catch Hope.
You can certainly try. Make an athletics against.
Athletics? Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh no. I was hoping I could dexterously do this, but
I mean, that's pretty
Oh,
Okay. You catch him and don't fall in yourself. But he turns to the others, the rest of you. Are you the folks that have been traveling with my son?
you could say that.
Dad, it's been.
can somebody help me?
How often would he have been able to visit?
Do you want the honest answer or a lie?
The honest answer is very little.
What are you?
He's not gonna believe you.
No.
Make a deception, as school did have breaks.
Yes.
No, I was about to say no. He definitely could have visited. What next?
You got a girlfriend. That's why you didn't come visit.
And then he lost a girlfriend.
I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are just making it worse.
I don't care.
I mean,
There
how
were
often do
things-
friends ever make this conversation?
No.
right?
They're not lying, and I'm not trying to lie to you. Uh, there were situations that I needed to study for to save someone, and I got wrapped up in my studies like I do.
So to elaborate on that, Hope fancied himself a girl and then spent the entire 3 years developing and working with the headmaster to perform a ritual to save a little girl's life. Makes
You
sense?
can meet
He
the
looks
little girl
over
right
at
over here.
he looks over at Warden. Is this true?
I mean, yes. Why are you looking at me for that? Like, do you just inherently trust me? That's a bad idea.
That is a bad idea.
Val would nod at the bad idea mention. Do not trust.
She's the tricksy one of us all.
Well, in that case, and he grabs you in a hug, or Hope. Make a Constitution
dangling
saving
him.
throw.
I'm not strong. Like, I shouldn't be able to lift him out.
I mean, for the Constitution saving throw.
He picks, he
Nine.
helps you up, and then he just bear hugs you. It's fine.
You just barely squeak out, "Hi, Dad."
Hey, Dad. My dad. Here. Dad, my lungs.
Well.
It needs to breathe.
Finally lets you go. It has been too long. So much has happened. Please, let's go home.
Yeah. That's. As you can see, the stutter never went away.
Right.
matter how
That
much I
fancy
try.
school didn't teach you any speech classes.
I have a counterpoint. Maybe we should bring all of your people here, because the goal is to get the hell out.
Gives a nod. Where's Lyra? Where's Varys?
Well, Lyra, she's living with us. Varys, she. Oh, right. Well, you're gonna have to see with Varys. But, Marion, you know already that she is currently in jail. Well, the trial's tomorrow, and I don't know what we can do.
We've done crazier in less time.
Believe me, if I have any guess as to what's going on, it's the same thing that happened in Criella. It's the same thing happening everywhere else.
The God Plague, yeah.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, it's the sickness that religious people go under, and your mother, she wasn't that devout that it completely overtook her, but it was enough. It was enough to get her rounded up with all the others.
We saw it happening, but we've kind of been in the Feywild for the past...
2 months.
How long was it again?
2 months.
2 months.
Too long.
Well, a lot can happen in 2 months. Like,
We have some stories to tell.
Yeah,
we'll have
we
to
do.
tell them over a dinner. And
Is home still the same place?
no, unfortunately, we got kicked out of Devil's Side, and we had to find one of the abandoned buildings in Heaven's Side. And as you are walking through, you notice these buildings are a wreck. So going to...
If we're walking, I want to walk up to Orchid. Orchid,
What?
we have to talk to someone.
Who should we talk to?
You're useless half the time. Jesus Christ. We have to talk to someone.
Oh. Yeah. I've been trying to get you to talk, but you haven't been talking, so
I
I
have been
just
busy.
haven't been talking.
We will talk. Whenever we have a moment of peace, away from whatever feels like prying eyes everywhere.
Where are we gonna get that? I mean, That's just not going to happen.
Trust me, I know. But when we get to Hope's home, chat. I
Yes.
will eat dinner or something.
Yeah. And as you're walking down these streets, you noticed many buildings have holes or entire sections that have been collapsed and destroyed. It is a war zone. However, even with all of the destruction, something interesting pops out to you. Not a single house has a front door. It's all been ripped off the hinges or destroyed.
Scott,
Yes.
this is also for Hope. Is Adris a tiefling?
No, he is human.
No.
My mother
He's
is the
human.
tiefling.
Okay. Did
I can
he
give you
have
a description if you want.
Does he have any foul looks towards me? If he saw my face?
He doesn't seem to care
Okay.
about anybody except talking to his son and the people who he's with.
Okay.
So you were doing bouncer work when I left. How a dockhand? Is
Yeah.
this all they'll let you do at this point?
Well, sort of, yes. That's pretty much what we can do. Our standing in. Because your mother was high up in the Angel Side government, or assisting with those in places of power, she's grouped up with all of them, and already the mayor and the council that ran the Oaken Side, they have already been executed. Now they're just clearing out the entire cabin tree.
Wait. It's not just my mother, it's the entirety of the angel site?
Yes.
Hope's hair
It's like
bristles
we
up a
have-
bit.
It's like
That's
genocide
not. By the gods who have abandoned us.
It's still cool. Still like it.
Still catchy.
All right. We'll come up with something.
Well, I don't know what we can do. Lots of.
Again,
We've been we've
done
gone
one
through some crazy things.
I have several ideas, only some of which
Warden.
involved flames.
What? Orchid. Shit.
Believe me, I've wanted to break her out and free her, do all these sorts of things. But the problem with fire is they're all pretty much immune to it.
Well,
Hope gives a laugh. I know. It's great, admittedly. Sorry, Rabbi, go ahead.
there's a fire they can't run out. You've all seen me use it. Won't use it now, but it is a thing that we have access to.
Dad, do you remember those powers I developed after going to that ruin?
Yeah, I do.
They've only gotten stronger.
What, are you guys full on like adventurers now or something?
Kind of? Sort, not really.
Well,
That's a complicated
oh.
answer, but the world's in a complicated
we've
place.
got a lot to catch up on. Let's get home and talk about this. So, home is this building all the way back here.
We on Tailspire now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which world?
The main world.
Okay. Gotcha.
Loading him.
Okay.
Are we just jumping right to it?
There it is.
I can
That
show you
one
this
right there, that's home.
This small one.
Okay. Cool. I see it. I'm there.
You notice that the nearby buildings, like, we're talking strikes from heaven burning through entire layers of buildings. Yeah, it's bad. But the second you enter, you get tackled by a young purple tiefling. Hope. It is Various. Sorry, Lyra is the human. I switched the two. Lyra,
Lyra, you're okay.
Yeah, you're okay.
He's
It's-
also
it-
got a girlfriend, kind of.
What?
That's complicated.
You
It's
too?
complicated. He blinks.
No. Sorry. I mean, well,
No.
Varys just got married, so I don't know what's going on. Are you married yet?
He wishes he could be.
He kind of goes quiet.
He's got a kid.
Yeah, he does.
Wait. That is, she is my little sister.
Ah!
No.
Effective.
Adris hits you on the back, Hope, knocking the wind out. I knew it. Lyra, you owe me. Oh, Dad. I thought Varys was going to be the first one to get a shot.
Okay, there's a lot of clarification that needs to go on.
And I'm going to give none of it, and I'm not going to let you give any of it.
Val actually interrupts him and goes, "Details don't matter," and just gives the dad a thumbs up.
By the gods have abandoned us. Why did I want to come back to you?
He is for once smiling, which, given the past events, he has smiled very seldomly.
So,
There is
Puss,
now
puss,
an elbow
snarl.
in Hope's side from Raymar. Glad to see his spin flipped a little bit from our dumbasses.
You're all assholes!
Val just nods. Yes.
You all go into a small dining room area. So, bet you there is so much we need to catch up on.
You're right. There's a lot.
And before anything else, we probably should warn you about Varys's husband.
Varys what?
Her husband.
Why?
Well, let's just say I don't see what she sees in him, and no one else seems to, except for her. But they should be coming over later. But for now, let's catch up. What's the academy like?
Do that here.
Yeah, there's nobody in the next couple buildings, so you can talk freely.
As they're talking, though, Val's actually going to start inspecting the damage and see if there's anything that's out of place that he might be able to fix up.
Okay. This building has been pretty well repaired. A couple floorboards are missing, but that just requires materials that aren't at hand. Just step around them. And
In which case, he would eventually wander off to collect floorboards from a nearby building and just move them over.
yeah, that's easier. As you're walking around, you do notice that the buildings right beside this one are pretty well destroyed. Nobody's willing to try to make them livable. But you notice through side alleys and hidden corners that it's almost like a shanty town where homeless people have just taken over abandoned buildings and made it their own.
Can I have a token?
You have a token. It's just literally on the other side of the fucking area.
Yep, so while they catch up, he's going to go to the nearby building and see what he can actually salvage in order to repair up the house that Hope's family lives in.
Okay, plenty of material, and it's more the tools. You would probably have to go back to the ship to get the right tools to make it a good replacement.
Hope tilts his head to the side. Where do I even begin?
From the
So-
beginning,
so-
of course.
The first 2 weeks there, I kept to myself very much, and there was the thing with the headmaster in Penumbra that may or may not have pissed off a teacher that is being an arsehole, and he kind of gets a mischievous smile.
Worth it.
It was, especially the end result after all of this plague shit hit the fan. We ended up joining a Kobok team. I don't know if you saw that event at all during the primary championship event. That's when everything went down. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, we were
No,
kind of
apparently-
preoccupied with the world ending.
So were we.
It was the moments before, we should say, the world ending.
Apparently, they get the Kobok channel in the Feywild. Who knew?
Val just.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, he isn't there, so.
Well, the world ending. Yeah, let's start with that. So, yeah, yes, they're not lying to you. I got a girlfriend. Her name is fiance. Fuck. Her name is Mallory. I am falling apart.
God damn it! Of all the things I hope could have.
That's what we call a-
ruin his own life. Val's not there for it.
Dad, isn't
Like,
that called a
that-
Freudian slip? Yes, Labra, that is.
I meant Mallory. I'm sorry. There's so much.
Nobody else is.
Mallory. He rubs his eyes and goes quiet for a second. Remind me what the name of the deity of love is.
Soon.
So soon.
As-
Mallory was.
She was a devout follower of Soon,
He gets a nod,
Oh,
begrudgingly.
and you know how that goes.
I'm
We,
sorry to hear it.
She's not gone, but we managed to break whatever hold was on her and our teacher.
I'm gonna look at his father and just go, I wasn't lying. He said he was okay to kill him. Things happened. Things had to happen. We saved her.
She
But-
survived. We saved her, but by my friend here, and he'll motion to Ulfgar. On top of a separate curse that I got when dealing with, I believe it was a wraith that was being imprisoned by a crazed necromancer. That was another job we undertook. Long story. I nearly died. It was a mess. I am cursed. Twice, technically, but the second one's really the one that matters. Have you? You're obviously excited to see me. The bond hasn't disappeared, but
Do you love him?
yeah.
Well, of course. Why do you ask?
I
I'm
just
rolling
want to say
insight
that
on
I
that.
can't roll below a 9 on insight, and I have a +9, so 18.
I'm gonna roll an insight.
Hope is rolling insight. I don't know if I get advantage at all because he's my dad, but I'm
I
still
can
not great at
I can still roll it, but I have an 18 base, so
He seems more confused than anything like something's different. Something has changed. But he doesn't know what.
Deep in your soul.
was cursed by the goddess of love.
Yes.
And this is where things get
Messy.
complicated. According to Ulfgar, I cannot be loved by anyone because of this curse.
He cannot love.
It just cannot be loved. I can love all I want.
it's Mallory that you're thinking of.
It's
Right.
Mallory that can't love me specifically.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I
she
don't
can't
know that.
love, and you can't be loved.
The cruelty of his curse is that he can love as much as he desires, but it will not be reciprocated.
And people can love Mallory as much as she wants, as much as they want, but she can't love, which is probably why she left Rosebud with you guys.
Oh, it goes deeper than that. I thought it was specific. That.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm glad I didn't know the details of that till now, Loki.
I mean,
Oh.
I still haven't told you.
Yeah,
Ulfar
Hope
wanted
doesn't know.
Valerie to tell,
Yeah.
and she chose not to. So he's not going to break her confidence.
I'm going to assume just by your hesitation, you have noticed. Am I correct, Dad?
This just all seems a bit much.
he just starts to laugh.
God, you have that spell.
How do you think we all feel? We were there when everything went to shit.
It happened around us. It happened to us.
I had to drive, and you see him point up to his forehead. You all see that small crack there that's been persistent since he was cursed. That other curse I
coffee.
mentioned.
I feel like we need it.
I had to drive the dagger that I was cursed with through her armor. To try and break. She offered me power, but she wasn't even in her right mind.
You're fine. You don't have to justify it, Hope. You're doing that again.
I don't want to see it happen with Mom.
Hope. She broke her relationship with Sue to heal me.
I
We
know.
all have much to feel bad about that day. Do not continue to beat yourself about it. Q from Raybar apparently beat up Warden instead.
You all know that that's easier said than done.
My lad.
What about beating me up? I probably deserve it, but I mean, I prefer not. What?
Look, if you don't deserve it, Raybar deserves it. But that's besides the point. That's the short of it, and I would give you the long of it. But we're a touch pressed for time, aren't we?
Coffee's on.
Well, and you see, Adris like, you see the hurt that he's had welled up inside him from his wife, compounded upon by this, and Lyra's pretty much crying right now.
Listen to me, both of you. I'm not.
So who would I go to start a prison riot? I mean, that seems like the best solution.
Shh.
I know, and I know you're both trying to figure out how to save Mom, and this is probably not helping.
You said the trial's tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Well, we have an next plan. A day to execute.
Bad choice of words.
Yes.
Very poor choice of words.
You understand the wording behind it, what I meant. I'm not smart, you know this, Hope.
I know.
But we...
At this point, Val's finally back, and he just answers with, "You just keep digging," to Raybar.
Shut up. We need to develop a plan.
Idris, you said all of those in power on the heaven side
Yes.
have been tried, and most have been executed already.
All those with actual power, with influence, with people that would follow them, have been executed. All that's left is the secretaries, like my wife, and clerks. Just people that worshiped a god.
What about people that are fed up with living in shacks like this?
Well,
Little shitholes in the ground, ready to rise up.
well, there's one big problem with that, and that's the Red Claws.
Elaborate.
Well, you see,
Please.
there's the double side force. There's those who actually want to make order come back. They're the owners, the business owners. That's the
drug. I'm going to assume you also mean the drug cartels, correct?
no, the casino owners. They rule the double side. It was a bit like before when you were here, but it's changed in the recent, like, 6 years that you've been gone or so. You see, the council that rules Devil Side is made up of everyone who owns a business there, and only a small handful actually have voting powers or bravery to step inside the courtroom to vote on changes. They voted that those with religious tendencies are segregated here. They've enforced martial law and have kept us in our homes. That would be bad, but it's the fanatic section of the double side that has us all cowering, called the Red Claw.
The guards who checked our belongings and everything else, I'm assuming?
No, they would probably be just parts of the cogs in the Devil Side bureaucracy. No, the Red Claws are a small group of rebels who are working with public opinion. They go out and they assassinate people like us. I've had to put up defenses, and the no-door policy from the Devil Side government has made it even harder to do so.
They are inflaming opinions against those of religious tendencies.
Yes.
And killing leaders as they form.
The question has to be asked. Because you don't seem to have any difference to me. And he finally puts down the mantles. Because he's had it on this entire time. What about people like me?
If the Red Claw knew that you were here, which I would assume they do after talking with the deckhand, they would try to kill you in the night or tar and feather you.
So we've likely been tailed.
We will bring
I
you
have figured.
No, they do not have the, as far as I've seen, they don't have the personnel to tail everyone. They just know how many people are in Heavenside, about where they go, and have paid off people like the Dockmaster for information.
We're troublemakers. They're going to keep an eye on us.
Yeah, I paid off
Good.
some of the deckhands to tell me when you were arriving, Hope, because that's how I met you there. Which means, if you guys haven't been ambushed by the time you're here, that means the other group that you were with must have been attacked by now, or about to be.
They don't. They are.
Foul speaks up and just goes, pity the cards.
They're fighters.
No.
They chose the wrong target.
They did. They would have had an easier time with us than them.
By they look like old farts, but you don't want to be near them, ever.
Do you want to know who taught us? One of them.
Well,
They're doomed. Those guards are.
Well, let us go see. Let us go to them anyway.
Well, I'm gonna pull out my tankard.
Mhm.
Sam, are you okay?
Sorry, a little bit busy.
All right. They're bad guys. Take that as you will.
And you hear over the tankard, Granny Cutthroat, "You're all bad guys with these prices. How dare you say this?" And you hear the sound of what's like the torturous screams of someone getting their teeth drilled out.
Holy shit! Hope is
Sam?
just gonna cork.
Sam.
Yes?
Don't kill any normal people.
Well, I don't know. These merchants seem kind of not
No,
very
not
noble.
merchant. No, if they're not trying to kill you, don't kill them.
They're trying to kill our business.
Even if it's bad prices.
Ulfgar's just gonna pick up his
Please,
tankard
not my
and say,
marvelous display. No, that took millions of credits just to buy.
Ulfgar's
Well,
just gonna
we'll be right back. And you hear a cork.
Ulfgar grabs his tankard.
Yeah, Elfgar grabs the tankard. That was happening.
Yeah, I do want to just say, Sam, there are fanatics who might be tailing you.
You're going through a tunnel, boy!
But yeah,
They seem fine. It sounds like normal.
They'll be fine.
Ugh, God.
Wait, God.
Why did we bring them?
Because
You
it's
act
our
like
ship.
you act like we had a choice. It's their ship.
Yes, Raybar, they brought us.
I know.
Okay, so what's keeping you all from causing a revolt? Is the Red Claw?
yes, so the government will, lock us in jail. Before the Red Claw, I've seen some groups, some young men try to revolt and are okay with jail time, but
And I've got an idea.
the Red Claw are
Yes.
different.
Who were the ones that were locked away?
Everyone with influence, everyone who is willing to.
No. The revolutionaries. I need names.
No, they've all been executed by the Red Claw by this point, in jail.
Damn it.
All that's left is, I'm sure some of us would be willing to fight back if the Red Claw weren't there, but when you have a rebellion working with a government, you can't really do anything about it.
How many numbers
If
does
you-
this group have?
No one can tell.
Do you know?
They're so entwined with everyone else that it's hard to make the change, but I've heard of some leader of theirs that is fanatical. Some
Okay.
demon.
Get people together, we'll take care of
Devil.
them.
We
Now.
need to- If
Hold
we're
on,
looking
hold on.
to find some Red Claws, me or Raybar are likely to draw them quite easily.
I have a fairly safe way to probably call them instantly if we want them now.
Being.
His wings.
My wings.
Look, if you're going to try to fight them, you might be able to win, but then the government will
Aye.
say that one of them are innocent, and you'll be strung up on charges.
Not the
No.
first time.
Wouldn't be the
Not the
first time,
last
and it
time.
probably is not going to be the last.
But it would not help your mother.
No, it wouldn't.
No.
But having a force behind us would.
Yes, and I've spent some time thinking about this, and all the power lies in the casino owners. If we could get one of them on our side or something like that. I don't know.
What about the one you worked at? You were a bouncer for a time.
Yeah, I was just a lowly bouncer. We need to actually own a place.
Raybar.
Hey, Warden.
What?
Do you think we can use some? And he put emphasis on the name Warden. Do you think we could use some of your tricks that we've learned?
Of course.
Would you be willing? Oh dear, would you be willing?
I've got to follow up.
What?
Hope Labs. Again. Yes, that may work perfectly, actually. Warden, you're a negotiator after all.
I can make do.
Hope,
If
I
you
don't
can
like where this
take
is
me.
going.
He taps. He walks over to the counter and just taps his finger on it.
If this
Oh my
involves
God.
me getting kidnapped, I don't want to know any of the details.
No. If we plan to own a casino, we already have a down payment.
Well,
What are you talking about?
Remember that Electrum coin you sold?
No.
Yes.
No. What? You owe
That
me
would
big time.
that would grease the wheels, now wouldn't it, Warden?
You owe me big time. As you see him reach into his bag of holding.
For
Look.
casino, probably not.
look, if you guys are trying to bribe a casino owner, a couple of us have gotten a bit of money together, but
Oh, we're idiots. We don't have to own a casino.
Let his father finish what he's saying.
yeah, we've gotten 512 gold so far from all of us, but it's nowhere near enough to bribe one of the casino owners to try. I don't even know what we would bribe him for.
I was gonna say, because 3,000 would sound good.
3,000? What do you mean?
Gold.
Gold?
You have 3,000 gold?
I believe we have more than that.
The party I have myself. I have exactly 3,909.
5, 6, 7, 8. 365.
We have about 2,500 party funds as well.
We've got almost 10,000. Give or take a couple thousand. Take, mostly.
Both of them are pretty speechless at that point.
Listen, let's just say our travels have caused odd amounts of money to end up in our. We don't know how this happens either. It just kind of happens.
Can we
It's
stop
rather
asking questions, or at least stop asking the wrong questions and start asking the right questions of how do I get over there in order to, buy a casino?
Well, I mean, casinos are beyond even that.
I figured I would just down payment, try to get him on our side at the very least.
Well, a casino itself, from the from the 10th Circle Square, probably north of 50,000 is a basic casino already done. I don't know what we could do with. I just don't know.
bit of the property value. Go ahead.
And then you hear from the tankard. Okay, so good news and bad news. Who would like to hear the worst news?
Worst news first, always, Sam.
Worst news, we're running from some crazy people who, they're crazy.
Are they red?
Lots of them have red hands, and
That's
most of
it.
them are dealing with the tied shoelaces that they're untying. But we gotta go.
Can someone
sound
send Hope, just go outside and send up a flare for him. We'll deal with this.
Hope will go outside, and he's just going to.
Before he can shoot it, Val's actually going to walk over, shake his head, reach to point out in the distance, not right here.
Well, so about the bad news and good news, what would like to hear first?
What good
Good.
news? Is the good news that you're being chased by the people that we're trying to kill?
You want good news? Good news, we got a good deal.
It's fair. Bad news.
Bad news is it's really hard to run with 15,000 gold.
What is worth 15,000?
Doesn't
Do you need us to
matter.
come
Just
help you?
we'll not worry about it. Let's go. Let's
Yep,
get him.
away.
We'll meet you at the bridge.
To a bridge.
Yeah, the bridge right by the. So hope you know the main bridge, which is right about here. If you're still on roll 20,
I am.
it used to be like a popular spot to for tourists because the gateway to Heaven's Side was a beautiful marble sculpture of two angels reaching their wings up and touching, and you felt warmth in your soul as you came near it. It was one of the most beautiful works of art and magic ever created. But most of it is gone and burnt and destroyed and defaced, but it's still a popular landmark, and that's probably what Sipkan Sam means by the bridge.
I know what he's talking about. It's an old statue. It's probably destroyed, but I can at least lead you there. He's gonna turn to his father and Lyra. I don't care if you come with, but it might be dangerous. So
You stay.
Okay.
Have fun!
Away. Everybody's like leading the
Hope,
direction.
lead the way!
As you rush over, you eventually get to the bridge, and Sipkan Sam is there with the other storytellers. No one seems to be pursuing him at this point. Okay, here, take this.
Eric, I need narration. What's happened?
Detective
Whatever you...
Derek Storm.
Can we just see the notepad, please?
And he hands over the notepad. It's really hard to read as he had been writing while he was running, but it roughly goes out to a marvelous chase scream described in vivid detail, describing how Sukins, Ulrich the Impaler had the wand of shoelace tying that kept tripping up the people.
that is a wonderful magic item. Unreal. Continue.
Yeah, describing how even the unshoelaced people had shoelaces pop out of their shoes and tie themselves.
I really appreciate the banana peels.
Yes, there
Well
was
done.
many banana peels as well from Sipkan Sam. Including many pies to the face from Granny Cutthroat's pie purse. Yes, she apparently has a pie for purses. Purses for pie. Whatever. It's hard to read his scribbled weird handwriting.
Yeah, it's backwards.
It's a purse shaped like a pie that's full of pie.
Yep, it's a circular purse. And they're like, okay. Detective Derek Storms needs a place to lie low before the government throws down on his head.
We have one. We just need to make sure. And Hope's gonna look past them and is holding Eldritch Blast in case anything is spying on them.
Rifles up.
And he will look around.
Rearward advance! We are not retreating, we are charging in a different direction. Let's go! And he goes off in a weird direction.
Sam, stop.
No,
Follow-
don't.
Follow.
Don't want him going
Follow Sam.
where.
Following Sam.
He doesn't know where he's going. He's just charging in a random direction.
Yep, I'm following Sam. Come on.
Was going to drop Eldritch Concentration Eldritch Blast. How far are we from my home at this point, give or take?
Like a kilometer.
About a kilometer.
And it goes up
Let
a
him
cliff
go,
face.
Raybar. We're coming this way anyway.
We'll talk to him on the microphones. Thanks.
Well, the storytellers are following him.
They can...
But the Sipkan Sam did give Fowl the giant bag of gold coins before he left, so he could run faster.
How much did you say it was?
15,000.
So we have 20,000 now, give or take.
Probably. I'm gonna run party loot. Party loot. Edit.
I am going to cast. Foul, is that heavy?
Kyle shakes his head.
It's
Can-
pretty heavy, actually. This is not in a bag of holding. It's 15,000 gold. Like, you are having trouble walking with it.
It would be like carrying 15,000 quarters.
Raybar, get your purse out.
It's not a purse, it's a satchel.
I know it's heavy, but Fowl would never admit it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anyone else to suffer.
Foul, put it in here.
Fowl grumbles, but then just quietly puts it in there.
Well, not quietly.
Well, Fowl further complained.
Yes, the sound of gold waterfall going down into a purse. Not a purse.
He tries to set it all in. He tries to set it all as it is in the bag, without pouring it out, just to make it so it'd be easier to take out later.
And most people use like pouches and individual wraps of gold. For some reason, they took all the wraps out and pouches out and everything and just let it be loose.
As he does, though, he's actually going to stop before the lap, where he drops it in, reach in, and scoop out about 50 gold.
Sure thing.
Hold up, like looking to the rest of the party, as if he's asking if he can keep it, just for like buying ammo.
Go ahead. Yeah, it can't hurt. It can't hurt.
You hear shouting from the distance.
Warden is going to just come and step forward.
Yeah, Raybar, after collecting the gold in his bag, is going to take up the rear.
Hope is re-upping his concentration on Eldritch Blast and is waiting to see if anything's going to come and fuck with them.
Yeah, anything aggressive coming at us.
Foul immediately moves to take whatever the rear guard is position is.
Yeah. You're
Are
with
you
me.
chasing those assholes?
The shouting grows more distant. They seem to have taken a turn somewhere.
I guess they were.
We should leave now.
Yes, we should.
Wait,
Hope is doing.
Scott, is there an abandoned house that doesn't look like it has anybody living in it right current moment?
They all look like they don't have anybody living in it, and which is weird because Fowl, you noticed some tents, some canvas before, and it's all disappeared.
Is
All
there one
life.
that looked like
Like it was there before, but it's gone now.
Let's see. So,
Or is it like we've walked to a part of the slums that just doesn't have anybody really in it yet?
like in the immediate vicinity, all the previous inhabitants, as scarce as they were, hide their presence when they hear shouting. But this building here seems to be the most run down and less likely to be livable.
in that now.
Going to.
But as they're walking in, Foul actually prepares to pull his weapon just in case they are attacked.
Yep, I have my
Warden's got her strong.
rifles up.
And after that, he actually gestures for them to actually consider, moves to flip one of the tables onto its side and position it so that it's pretty much acting like a barrier just to shield from the eyes without actually blocking the door, because that'd be a sure sign.
Is this an actual representation? It's this tall?
What do you mean this tall?
The building that we're in.
Story-wise, yes, but all the upper floors are definitely a little too dangerous to actually walk on, which is why this building is probably abandoned.
Okay. Alright, we're having a moment. Keep your voices down, everyone. We wait here for an hour.
Raybar,
Yes.
give me the bag of holding.
Bag of holding given instantly.
He takes it.
Foul also shakes his head at Raybar, holds up 3 claws to indicate the amount of time that they would need to actually wait.
3 hours?
He would nod. 1 hour too short.
Sounds good.
Or sorry, hour too short.
You know these things better than I. We hold up.
Should I put the HUD up? Do you think that would be a good idea?
Yes. Cloaks up, everybody. Come on.
Foul immediately shakes his head quickly at that. Detect magic.
You're right. Damn it.
We look like we're supposed to be here.
You won't.
Put something on the pot.
Foul shakes his head once more. They're hiding. We
Hope
do.
gives a nod. Quiet.
As the time goes by, I need you all to make perception checks and stealth checks.
wow, I did bad.
Well, it's a group thing, so Raybar, yeah.
I got a 2.
I got a 3, so I'm not much better.
And my stealth's at disadvantage.
This is mine.
Okay, so almost all of you are horrible at stealth. However, luckily, no mob comes down this street. You. Who is it? Raybar. You do hear some creaking directly above you guys.
Without making a word, I'm going to look at everyone and just silently point my finger up and look up to the roof above us, the next floor.
Yes.
And make like, you know the thing? I'm going to do that.
Hope will give a nod and point his finger upward. And cast message.
Mm-hmm.
And he will whisper something quietly. I believe only the target can hear it, so you all can't really hear it. Correct. I hear you. You're not doing a very good job.
So you are just casting sending to...
No, message
Oh,
specifically.
message. Yes.
And he just points straight up because that's part of like the description of the cast.
Okay, so it's like throwing a whisper.
Yes, it's like throwing a whisper, except only the target can hear it.
You hear some sobs.
He sends another one. Easy, we're not your enemy.
How long have we been waiting at this point?
About 30 minutes. Yeah, that's why you've heard something, because whoever's up above does not have your patience.
Hope looks at Warden. Hope looks at Orchid. I'm sorry.
I got back just in time, so you're lucky.
He puts one finger up and motions to the stairs. And he makes like a lowering motion. He's trying to portray keep weapons lowered, but at the ready.
Warden will just kind of nod. And then she'll kind of move her fingers across her face, just like, do you want me to move in?
He'll give a nod.
Warden will...
Make sure they're not, and he'll make like a snapping motion to indicate injured, but it's really broken.
As William goes, or Orchid goes, I just go with my blessing, and I'll just go ahead and give guidance.
Is that stealth? Is that medicine? I don't even know.
I mean, whatever you're gonna do, you have D4 if you want it.
The first roll.
Yeah.
If you want to use it.
I guess I'll just do the medicine check. I'll just kind of...
Sneak up.
Fuck.
Okay, medicine for what again?
Well, he's going
Let's
up
see if the
first.
people up here are injured.
Well, who's going first?
Me.
We're just sending Orchid. No one else is going.
Okay.
Then bring
As...
weapon lower and butt at the ready.
So as Warden goes up, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as a giant rock attached to a rope swings down directly at eye level. Hits you in the face and you fly back down the stairs, taking...
Are you not expertise in dexterity?
It's
It doesn't
not...
matter. It's a natural one.
Same, right?
Yeah, taking 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and for the fall down the stairs, another 5 points for just uncomfortable stairway falling.
Hope visibly twitches and irritatedly. Disable your traps. We're trying to make sure Entered.
Go away! We don't trust you!
Just climb the stairs.
You hear the fear in her voice after that didn't kill you.
Ray,
Let me walk these
God,
stairs. Shh. Gonna
God,
put my gun.
damn it.
I'm
Ow.
gonna walk. I'm gonna walk over to Hope and put my rifle in the back of Foley.
Hope is gonna hold out his hand.
No. Trust.
Stop.
Trust me. Okay.
Alright. Hope will cast healing. Hope is going to spend a meta magic to get rid of the vocal and somatic of healing light, and will cast healing light.
No.
Oh, there's no. Oh, there's no components to it.
Yeah,
You also
healing
can't
light.
do meta magic on it either.
Yeah, it's a.
Oh, there's no
feature.
components to it. It just happens. Okay.
Yeah.
It's sight based.
As that's happening, I'm going to move up the stairs. With no weapons and hands up.
That fucking hurt.
You're fine. Stop being a baby.
Warden,
You didn't
you heal
just
9 points of
up the stairs.
damage, which I think is exactly what you took.
No, extra 5 from the falling, so 5 down.
But like I said, I'm moving up the stairs.
As soon as your head reaches past the... Oh, that's weird. Let me get... Well, it's not aligned, right? But yeah, as soon as your head passes the floorboards, you are you would be shot in the head by a small hand crossbow if the kid who is using it was not such a bad shot and didn't know how to use it. But it thunks against the wood beside your head, and you see a red tiefling scrambling away, running into this room here.
I'm gonna turn around if anybody's following me. Stay back. Let me handle this.
Cool.
Val's not following. He's focusing on the doorway. Just make sure nothing from the outside comes in instead. He
I'm
figures
going
that the
to-
team's got it handled.
I'm gonna take off my helmet and set it down at the top of the stairs. Move my way
You
around.
hear things being moved inside, and the door shudders a bit.
I'm gonna just move to the door.
Be careful, you idiot!
Relax.
Hope is going to shoot another message. He's an ASMR. We aren't here to hurt you.
When I get to the door, it's just gonna be a quiet knock.
Go away! We don't have anything to steal, and we're not joining any religion.
I'm not here to steal and I'm not here to collect. I'm sorry that we stumbled into it. We're just staying here for a little bit. There's no need to be scared of us. We'll leave as soon as we are able to. Alright?
And leave.
We aren't able to right now. I thank you for not killing us outright. We have food and things if you want to eat. We have an amazing chef who can make almost anything you can think of. And as I say that, I'm going to have faith in us as people, not whatever. Fine.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
You still have guidance on that? No, I think it's
I
a one-time
don't.
deal. It
I
doesn't
don't.
matter.
Okay. You
Hope,
see,
meanwhile, is going-
you see in a crack in the door a side of the face of that tiefling up here. What do you mean you have food?
We have rations, or we have someone who can cook. We have some ingredients and things like that. If you're hungry.
I specifically have good berries, and Warden is Slowly, carefully this time, moving up behind.
And what do you want from him?
Nothing. We are offering as a thanks for letting us stay.
At
Just a
first,
little bit.
at first the eye hardens like nothing's free in this world.
I might want to make a jam out of them. Does that count?
I want to hear this conversation.
Yeah. Yes. At first the eye hardens like nothing's free in this world. He doesn't trust people. Anyone who is kind turns into a monster eventually. But then it softens after you hear the sound of stomachs rumbling from beyond the wall.
Pull out a pack of rations and just leave it at the door. There's food here. You can take it. You won't have to come down and see us.
Well, fine. For house and board, you can stay for food.
This sounds fair. Again, we'll stay downstairs if you want to come and see us, meet us, talk to us, or whatever. You can. You are welcome. Down there is your home. We do not wish to intrude for any longer than we have to.
Is it just Redmar up there, or is anybody else there?
I am up there.
Yep. Orchid's with me as well.
Okay, if Warden's there, if Orchid's there. He opens the door. How did your friend get healed?
The one
Good
that's been
berries.
The one that's been talking to you.
Can you heal anything without going crazy?
He can heal some things, and I can heal some things. What do you need healed?
Faith, I think we can trust him. And he sighs, and you hear a chest being pulled aside, and the door eventually opens. The hand crossbow has been reloaded. Don't do anything funny, or you'll get it.
Hands are up. Hands are up.
And you notice the young tiefling boy, what looks to be about 15 or 16. But what draws your eye is a almost albino girl, Asimar. And she is currently laying in bed, not just pale from the skin, but some problem. And you notice the lower end of the bed, where the the very end of the sheet touches the bedposts, it is bloody.
I'm gonna
Hold out your hand. Hang on. Hold out your hand.
hold out my hand.
Not you. Him.
Oh, him.
He holds out one hand, crossbow on the other. Hand crossbow.
Warden is going to kind of reach out above his hand and cast Good Berry, and little berries kind of pop up out of the tips of her hands, or tips of her fingers, and fall off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
He takes them, puts them in a pouch.
You eat one a day. You get very sick if you eat one. Eat one.
They don't last much longer than a day. Give it to the people who can need it, but eat some yourself, at least one. Okay?
We'll see.
One for you right now. One for her.
Okay, Raybar, is everything all right?
Oh God, everything's fine. Stay down there. In a quiet, hushed tone, but still loud enough that he can hear me. Is the girl in the bed? Is she the one that's hurt?
Yeah, if you can fix her, then
She's like me. As I look at him, my gold eyes kind of glittering in the firelight, if there is firelight in here.
May I take a look?
It doesn't
my
seem to disarm him, but he understands a bit more.
May I take a look? You can hold my bow in the meantime. Here.
Put it to the side.
She'll set it down on the ground and sling her quiver off as well.
Shoots Raybar a message.
The
Everything's
girl in the bed is lucid, but a little bit faint.
Everything's fine. Stay down there. In response to the
Going
message.
to make a medicine check.
Okay. Do not need to, as you pull the sheet aside, and She is missing a foot almost up to her shin.
This might be a little bit more than we can handle, but we can at least stop the bleeding. Get help.
Yeah, the bleeding has been
If-
stopped. The sheets are old.
I'll go get Hope, but
Yes.
anything, I think. I'm gonna walk over.
Just a giant ball of wrapping of bandages, but lots of clothes, because bandages are expensive.
This might be beyond our ken. I don't know if.
Just hold on for a second. What's your name? My
I'm
name's Raydrop.
Thomas. That's Faith.
Thomas. That's Faith. May I come in?
Okay. He goes to the corner.
Alright. My hand is gonna glow. It is not divine magic or anything, it's just something of mine. I'm going to try to lessen the pain a little bit. We'll go get our friend that has a little bit more healing at the moment, but this will help for now. Alright?
I'll get him.
Go get Hope on him. I'm gonna take Warden's place and walk over and place. Is it alright if I put my hand on her?
Who are you people?
We happen to get mixed up in all of this on our way travels through. They won't let us leave. But
Are you adventurers?
that is a loaded question, my friend. We are not adventurers, but we are trained.
There was a brief glimmer of hope in his eye, but suspicion is still there.
But I need your permission. May I put my hand on her?
Okay.
I set my hand on and I use healing words.
There's a girl up here. She's missing her foot.
Looks.
She gets 7 hit points. It's not much, but
Yeah, it's enough to bring her back from the edge. Before it was severe blood loss, but that was enough to help. And she kind of looks at you with a little more consciousness. Thomas, who are these people? I don't know. They're strangers.
Her leg is missing? Did I hear that word good?
Her foot.
Her
Or
foot.
I can handle that quite easily, actually, and any infection that might have come about as well.
Are you sure?
I
I don't want to get a crossbow in the back of the head.
There is. I have spoken to Old Man Henderson and Sam, and there is no risk of possession for me from using my magic. I will speak more about it with all of you.
I am going to incite him. You can just tell me whatever, but
Hope doesn't believe you to be.
Okay. I would say that's deception.
For using my magic, right? Because Baron are guaranteed that not for using my magic.
Well, it's deception because you are hiding something.
Ah.
Even though you're half-truthing it.
That makes sense.
I did want to say I want to add more to it at a different.
you did say you want to talk about it later.
Yes. So, sure, I'll make deception, but I will. Wolfgar will say, there is no risk of it now, but I will tell you more at a different.
Yes, so there obviously is more of a story behind it, but the thing that tips you off that something is different, the way he speaks, it's with the confidence of a sermon, a religious sermon, preacher.
Warden will narrow her eyes at him.
Val turns around and
Let's
just
go.
slowly is reaching for his weapon before he sees Ward just judging to be okay, and just puts the weapon back.
Hope will.
He just gestures to Hope and goes, yell if need.
Just one. Go back down the stairs. If we need more help, I will call for you.
And with that, he's actually gonna, as Hope goes downstairs, he's gonna say, "Help me here," or sorry, help me here, and gesture to one of the wooden chairs, and get to work on taking it apart.
Hope will nod, and
Thank
he's going.
Sorry, go ahead.
Also, if Hope does cast any or anything on Val, I'll actually detail what he's actually planning it more so in DMs.
Okay.
Also a DM use con about.
When I see Ulfgar walk in, I'm gonna put a hand up. Wait at the door.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What you said?
I put my hand up and I just said, wait at the door. One moment. Thomas, this is my friend Ulfgar. I've known him for a very long time. He is good with healing magics. Is it okay if he comes in?
Okay. He won't go crazy on us.
We won't.
Warden just kind of over Ulfgar's shoulder. You just kind of see her go, like
Yeah, no,
the inhale and like the hoping that this isn't gonna be false, hoping that we're not lying to him.
I will look at Orchid. I spoke to my god. We have come to terms.
That does
He can help.
comfort me.
He can help. I'm going to leave, so that way there's only one of us, so you don't feel there's not too many of us in here. Alright?
He's just watching.
I'm going to leave and
Warden, it's
he's
good.
gonna, as he walks past the door, it's really quiet, but not speak loud so that way you guys can hear me. I hope to God that you can fix this. Whatever. Hope to whatever. Hope to hope. Sure, we'll use that. That you can fix this. It's a travesty.
As Radmar comes out, before Ulfgar enters, he will look at both of them and say, Baron will guide me to help this lass. And I'm gonna go ahead and just visibly hold my holy symbol and cast guidance on myself before I step in.
Okay.
Warden is looking through the door.
Yep, I'm outside in the hallway waiting.
What are you casting?
Oh no, I'm just using guidance. As the
Yes, but for the foot.
First, I'm just going to ask, Thomas, you said, and your friend is
Faith.
Faith. Do you mind if I fully examine what is wrong with you?
With her?
What is gone?
Hi.
Orchid, please be quiet.
I'm just gonna first try and get a sense for what type of infections are on her and how old the amputation was, etc. All those things.
Okay, so medicine check for that. Okay.
I might get to 30. Yeah, 31.
Yeah, 31. So yes, this wound was, the date would be around when the God Plague started. And the cut was clean. Something sharp, probably a sword. However, luckily the bandages have been soaked in a hard liquor. Must have been extremely painful, but it prevented infection, and the bandages, they're mostly clothes that have been boiled and then wrapped and wrapped again, and yeah, this kid has been taking care of her.
As Ulfgar is kind of examining this, he's just gonna keep adding all of these things and just in an encouraging tone. Yes, good job. This is well maintained. Where did you find the liquor, lad? That has helped stave off a lot of infection. Done a good job. Just trying to be encouraging to both of them. And then, as I finish examining this, do I get the sense that I can like get rid of whatever infections, diseases are there through a lesser restoration?
The healing hands have sustained her, and there's not so much infection, it's just loss of blood, lots of pain.
Let me can so I believe it can end diseases and conditions. So I don't know if that will not so much heal the leg, but at least
I would say it'll lessen the pain. Make it feel more natural to have a leg lost if that could be applied here.
yeah. I think a greater restoration is needed to regrow the leg altogether, which is beyond even
Actually, that would be regeneration. That would be 7 more.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
regeneration. It's hard to regrow a limb if you don't have the limb.
We'll finish the examination.
And as they're doing that, Val's getting to work downstairs on the chair.
Opus.
He's got.
Opus
He
out
has
there.
what he's up to. He's
So,
he's actually supporting his own little way.
he points the hand crossbow at you a little bit more menacingly. How are you doing that without going crazy? Or are you already crazy?
It's an old
Perhaps
story.
that also as well, lad. I have only found out how to do this yesterday. If you would like to hear the story, I think my companions would like to learn it as well. But let me see to your friend first.
Thomas, I'm feeling better. Put the crossbow down. I think these people are helping.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and cast a lesser restoration to kind of lessen the pain and all of that.
And you see, even though she's pale skinned naturally, you see color return to her face a little bit more. Thomas, it's not that painful anymore.
Give her one of the good berries. She's probably starving. You saw me make them. They're not poison.
He takes one out, looks at her, eats one first.
Feel full, right? Don't eat two. You'll feel horribly. Horrible.
Trust me, I know from experience.
Yes, back when we pranked one of our friends. Back in school. Yeah, not a good idea.
Didn't we put all of them in some of like his drink or something, and it was like putting laxatives
No,
in someone?
we just told him to eat all of them.
All eight of them.
Yeah.
What happened exactly? Because I
So
wasn't there
before
for
you
that.
came, Nathaniel, the name I use, was kind of a cocky bladesinger wizard. And I sustained off good berries to stay away from Sam's food. And Nathaniel was like, I can eat more than one of those, and ate all eight of them after we egged him on. And then proceeded to violently
Vomit.
puke and shit in a hallway. Or in an alleyway.
Also, as a note, Ulfgar is addicted to Sam's food, and he craves it every time he's not eating Sam's food.
Yeah, after you go like a week or two without it, it's a serious problem.
Yeah. So it's not so much a knock on Orchid as much as that it's not Sam's food.
Well, the
This
kid
is why
does go over to Faith and gives her one.
And this is why Val doesn't eat Sam's food.
You don't eat orchids either, apparently.
Yes.
Fishes his own stuff on the sea, yeah.
Pretty much. That, and he just nibbles on any good berries he can find or whatever else.
Pretty much.
He'll ask for the raw ingredients and make his own food. He makes salad.
Thomas, I'm feeling much better now. And she sits up. Oh, lightheaded now. Who are you? I'm looking at you guys.
I'm gonna poke my head in the doorway. Is it alright if I come in?
Yeah.
My fucking beard, and my companion there is Raybar Bastille.
Hail from Freedsmont. We were students for a while. But before we continue this, would you like to meet the others? There's only two more.
Okay.
Warden, would you like to go get them?
I was thinking we carry them downstairs, or carry her downstairs.
We can do that too. It's up to them.
Oh no.
If you're feeling better, you might want to get out of this bed. Am I right?
Well, I can't really walk.
I'll help you. You can lean on me.
Alright. But perhaps
Or-
someone shorter might be able to help. And as
Or-
Volkar kind of walks up to her. If she's a kid, right?
Yes. She looks to be about 14 years old, but
So
younger
she's
than
probably
the
just a
tiefling.
bit taller than me.
So,
Like,
she's probably
Harry.
more like Warden's height, because Warden is fucking tiny.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
she's actually super tiny even for her age. Yeah.
If you don't want to walk, I can just carry you down the stairs. It's not that hard.
No, I'll do it. And Thomas lifts her up. Thomas is 16, but looks like he's worked in shops or something before. And with how tiny she is, it's not too much of a problem. But they go downstairs.
Yes,
Grab my
but they
helmet.
Should
start-
I describe what they get to see when they finally go downstairs?
As they do start coming downstairs, I'll just tell them. We have another companion among us. Val, he's a great craftsman that is not quite top notch. Two of
And-
us would probably make a split for you.
What
And
are
as they come downstairs, they find Fowl with a crowbar at his side, the thieves' tool set out, and a broken down chair that he's currently refashioning into a peg leg because he heard missing leg and decided to make himself useful. He basically took one of the longer parts of the chair and is whittling it slowly into a peg leg for the kid.
Okay.
That's my chair. Where am I supposed to sit now? Fine. Stand.
Your chair. It's their chair. It's their chair.
What are you guys doing here?
We just
Fowl
stepped
just
in.
Fowl just looks up and goes, "Helping," and then just goes back to working on the peg leg.
That's perfect.
Val looks up and just goes,
Val just goes.
Val Jr.
We, to answer the question, we just ducked inside real quickly because we heard shouting and commotion and we thought we shouldn't be out in the streets. We ducked into the nearest building. Again, I'm sorry we intruded.
But what are you doing in the Southern Sapphire?
Well,
That- It's a longer question. It'll take a lot more time.
We're trying to stop an execution.
We're trying to help. as
Well,
much
you're a
as
little
we
late for that. Most everyone is dead already.
One specific one.
Oh,
can. War kids, stop talking. We're trying to help as much as we can while we're here.
Actually, two
Friend.
specific ones.
If you look, and I point to Hope. Her boyfriend, his name's Hope. His mother, he's from here. His mother's up for execution.
he gives a wave. Help Morthos.
Morthos?
Yes. Why?
He looks at Hope and him share a look. Do you know who Address is?
That's my father. What about him?
He's helped us a lot. He's helped all of us a lot.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, Ulfgar.
It really does make a lot of sense. Why didn't we think of we are friends of Address. Why did we not see that to begin with? If you haven't learned, we're kind of dumb.
That.
I'm sorry, I kind of got hit on the head.
Maybe you should take a nap.
Yeah,
Both of you.
I'm sorry about that. It's
You acted in self-defense, and even though she didn't do anything, given the current state of the sapphire, I don't blame you. It's fine.
I wouldn't
Warden?
necessarily blame him on a normal day either, considering the shit that I get up to. Oh, sorry, pardon my language.
They're old enough, they know it.
If not, they're gonna learn it at some point anyway.
yeah. Well, ever since and it's Thomas speaking. Ever since Faith's dad kind of went crazy, and we've kind of been on our own. I've always been on my own, so I was used to this.
What I said when some of us felt that tinge. And he looks to Faith. Raybar looks to Faith. Did you not feel it on that day? The first day it happened. You had to. You're like me.
I don't know.
Slightest little paranoia, slightest little untrusting. Deep in your mind, telling you not to trust anyone, even the people you care most about.
I think everyone felt that after the God Plague.
It's not after though, Terry. I'm sorry if I'm questioning you, but I'm not gonna lie. Haven't met many Asimites.
I don't know. I was attacked and had my leg cut off and went unconscious after that. Thomas saved me.
Good job, lad.
You said we were too late for the executions. Babe, what happened to your father?
I've always been on my own, living on the streets. It's just not. I'm strong enough. I've survived, and
This is Thomas speaking.
yes,
Wolfgar asked.
Ah.
Yeah, more like just in a kind tone. What happened to my father?
Whose father?
Fate's father.
Faith's father.
Oh, he ran a. It was just him and me. He ran a blacksmith. He was a smith, and he went crazy, and the guards broke in and killed him, hurt me, and Thomas dragged me away.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
You said he was a smith.
the forge is still just there. I don't know what's.
I only ask because he points to the smith's tools that are on his belt. I'm quite the smith myself.
Well, Thomas says that technically I own the place now, though I don't know what to do with it.
We're only going to be here for a few days. Do you know smithing?
No, I don't know anything about it. I was just.
Speaking of which, I do want to point out that we are burning a lot of time staying here.
I know, but
We do need to burn a little bit more, as Val indicated.
It sucks, I know. But back to what I was saying.
But yeah, I don't know anything about forgery. I just worked as a waitress at the casino right next door.
Well, if you'd like to ever learn when this all crazy stuff stops, find me back at Fruitzman. You know where that is?
I think so. I don't know.
It's up north. It's quite a journey. It's a beautiful area.
Or it was Maybar. It was.
I know. But when all this craziness is over, maybe I'll take you on as an apprentice.
Yes. Which casino did you waitress in?
It was There was one called the Violet's Kiss.
Is that name familiar to me?
Yes. So, Hope, you know, from the old map, there was a place called Succubus Street. It was the red light district of the red light town. That's where most of the casinos were at, and there was a group of them, and that's where people go. Very popular, lots of people. That's the main business. The giants of the casino world all went there, and
Double side, I'm sure.
yeah, double side. And the Violet's Kiss was a more adult themed um, with a succubus running it. So you get the idea.
Yeah, I get the idea.
Yeah.
But she also hired an Asimar, so she might be willing to work with us.
We'll see. Yeah. From what they said, I guess from information that you can gather from talking with them for a bit, the way that the city's changed is, let me double check the name. Let me go to this
Or
board
would
real
be valuable
fast.
if she tells us if she trusts the owners or they treat her
It's
well.
the 10th Circle Casinos. That's the name of the area. So what went from Succubus Street became the um, 10th Circle Casinos, which are where all of the owners and runners of the government now reside. But yeah, it's just we can't really go over there without getting attacked anymore now because you know.
How the owner hired you on an ASMR.
Yeah, I
How
just
did
clean
she treat
tables.
him and everyone else? Even after she hit the fan.
Well, I don't know. And Thomas speaks up. It's a bad place. They didn't treat well. It's just a bad place. She doesn't know.
I know.
She doesn't know what they do there. Well, she knows, but come and let me tell you. And Faith stops him. No, if you know something, you should let me know. I worked there after all. He looks to her, looks to all.
I will
What
say,
we're trying to do is we need the backing of Casino to help us. We need the resources. We're trying to get them on our side rather than turning us ourselves against this area.
right,
And we have ways to do that, but we need to know one of them, one of the casinos you all trust.
Don't trust any of them, especially not of Adam Violet. You see, they hire girls that are urchins and need money, and they raise them and they treat them right, and they pretty much brainwash them to work there eventually when they
That's
grow up, so that they never
and
leave.
feels
Even
like ASMR. He raps his knuckles against his forehead. Oh, damn it. We might.
Thomas.
yeah,
This is Madam Violet still alive.
yeah, she's I don't know. She's been around for decades. She's got some youth thing going on, succubus thing. I don't know.
How much does she like gold?
They all like gold, but they'll soon as betray you and send you to the Red Claws. You can't you can't trust any of them.
No, but do you think enough gold would make overlook the
I don't know. The Red Claw, like she could be a Red Claw. You'd never know.
Oh, let's just head to the side. How much did we learn about succubi in the academy?
They're not too common, especially with the outer realm being cut off. Basically, what everybody knows: super duper manipulation and stuff.
Just want one more level.
Does Hope share that, or do we all learn that? We all
Yeah,
learn that,
yeah.
right?
It's basic knowledge.
Trying to manipulate you into loving them, that kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think we have one in our party. As he kind of cracks a smile and elbows Orchid.
Hope
It's a
tilts
joke.
his head to the side. Alright, hang on.
The gears are too busy turning in Warden's head in order to respond.
A succubi.
If only I could use some of my friggin' tricks.
You might not need to.
Orchid. Do you want to make us something? Some food, please?
They just ate.
Look at.
Tasty.
Give me a minute. Thinking.
Orchid.
Elfbear, you look like you have something on your mind.
Once.
Are you on the same wavelength as me?
Me or Ulfgar?
Oh.
What, the idea that she's a succubi and I am in my present state?
No, that wasn't what I was going for.
Well, elaborate all the same.
Fae and demons tend to work on similar logic. Well, the Fae are a lot more tricksy. There's still a lot of backroom dealing going on. I was able to help guide us through the Feywild, and granted that was with Sam's guidance. I think I tried talking to her.
While that little side conversation's happening. Ulfgar. What is it, my friend?
I want to say this out too. Once we have a plan, I can try to divine whether it would be good to follow through on it or not. If Warden, we think speaking in that manner would be the best idea, could make divination to see if that is in fact so.
That thing you do with the bones?
Indeed. But there is something else that I believe I need to answer for all of you. Hey, Thomas, you asked me how I could do what I did without going crazy. Well, perhaps I am in fact a little bit crazy after everything that has happened recently. But as we journeyed here, I spoke directly to Baronar, my goddess. I sought out one of a knowledgeable person. Homeland Henderson, I say to the others, for how one can still have faith without being at the mercy of the gods. Before I could embark on that path, I sought to have one final conversation with my goddess. Hope, the curse you've been so fond of recently, the gods have not abandoned us so much. Baronar was filled with that same love and warmth that I always felt from her, though I could never feel it directly before.
Hope does not look amused.
But it has overwhelmed her. She seeks the path of a true goddess, being alone at the head, no longer a member of a pantheon. For my continued faith in her, she has promised me my mind for myself. Or at least as long as I use her power. She would not control me directly. So I'm
Trust
sorry.
these words.
Hmm?
Didn't trust these words. Oh my God.
You are very quiet.
Yeah, cut off me.
One second. Why is my microphone doing this? How's that? A little bit better? Or is that worse?
Better.
It's way worse.
Better, better.
Better. I turned it down.
Well, it probably just got closer
Okay.
to the mic.
Oh yeah, I moved a little bit closer. I was sitting back. Do you? I understand where you're coming from. I want to have faith as well, but can we trust those words? With everything that's gone on and everything that we've really learned,
Her,
how much can we trust the words of anything?
her intentions were pure, as pure could be, but they were exaggerated.
May I weigh in?
Go ahead, Wicked.
I will trust Baranar's word more than any of man or fae, even if she's been turned as she has.
I will kind of look up in surprise, Ed. You know of her value and truth. I did not expect one outside of our group to know of that. But
I have been dealing with lies for so long. I know to trust you, and if you trust her, it's good enough for me.
it would not be in her nature to lie. If this plague is in fact exaggerates, as we've been finding to be for the gods, she would in fact become more fruitful.
She'd
Hope
be
simply
more true
closes
to her
his
bonds.
eyes.
She'd follow her bonds to whatever gods call death.
He wants
Uh,
an
uh,
eternal peace, but a peace that perhaps even I do not quite want.
Ulfgar,
I
I'll,
know.
I'll trust you. He looks off to the side. I don't plan to be trusting any gods anytime soon, I'm afraid.
She did tell me that there is a god who acts in here. Do not know fully what that god's wants and desires are.
Then we must find it.
We must speak with it.
But we need to deal with the pressing situation first.
Right.
I just want to make clear that when I cast these bones, we can still trust in those words. Or at least perhaps filtered through her lens.
I will trust your words.
As long as they come out of your mouth, I'm on board, Ulfgar.
I will not trust hers.
You will look at Faith and Thomas and say, my path was perhaps because I believe so strongly in my God that she offered me this. So I do not know if such a thing would have been available to your father, even if he had survived. I'm sorry.
I would not recommend following down his path regardless.
That is true enough, Wicked.
were to give a recommendation, find your own. Find a path that nobody thought you'd take. Cut down the branches and walk it. Because it may be tiresome, it will be hard, but I can tell you that'll be the truest self that you'll be. I'm glad to have met you too.
And it's kind of like backing up Raybar's words. Wolfgar will add, I bet, actually, but none of you have quite met a Fey dwarf before.
Fade dwarf. Oh,
I-
that's a story.
When I return from Feywild, it would seem that I am not quite a dwarf. I seem to have been changed further than all of you.
I felt that twang. Making me dumber. I don't want to be dumber. More reckless.
You're,
Could've been
you're
fun,
already
but,
stupid as hell.
Hey, language, children.
You act like I'm wrong, and besides, look at him. He knows the word by now.
I know. But, no.
Val will just point out casino names, and then just goes back to working, realizing that the what he was making would not work, and immediately starts reassembling the rest of the chair into a configurations.
No, Foul. No, Foul. You need to do it like that. Raybar's gonna work with Foul to fix it. To get it
I-
working.
I'm gonna message you then.
Yeah.
We need casino names. And as someone like yourself who has, I'm going to assume that you know the streets fairly well. Is that right? Thomas, was it?
You're talking to Thomas now, asking him casino names.
Casino names as someone. He's going to be specifically asking for pathways that are an urchin window.
Well, all the powerful ones, the ones that actually vote. Here's, the Violet's Kiss. There's the Rock Arm, kind of dwarf people. Masquerade's Ball, the vampire people. Frigid Heights, he's a Goliath that runs there. A Floating Tankard, the Oasis, Judge's Might, the 10th Sin. That's the biggest one. It's too scary to go in there. Lots of chains and stuff. But then there's the Emerald Dragon. That guy's just weird. Run by a Juan, or I don't know, he pronounces it weird.
Juan, at breaking concentration. Are you saying a Juan?
Yeah. They all look the
Guys,
same.
I
It's
know
weird.
which one I'm going to.
We know which one we're going to. How is one?
They've kind of abstained from all the voting, so it's kind of hard to involve them. Everyone else I would not trust. But
That's perfect, actually. That's
One's like a good deal, and we can definitely offer them a good one. We know the Juans fairly well, actually.
well, I just mentioned them because they're big. They've closed their doors and nobody has seen them in a while.
Can you repeat that real quick? Sorry.
They've closed their doors and no one's seen them in a while.
No, the part right before that.
The ones are really weird.
And that they're a big casino.
Yeah, they're just a big casino, and that's why he listed them up. But all the other ones actually vote and are involved.
close their doors.
Yeah, but they still managed to pay the fees and everything.
Well, that's a gentleman's club then. Less than a casino.
Oh, brother! You hear a voice bellowing out from outside the streets. Brother! Soon to be! So have been, brother! Huzzah! Where are you hiding?
Is it a familiar voice?
Nope.
Everyone's gonna, or Hope's gonna motion for everybody to just get down.
Yep.
And he is going to.
I'm gonna hide behind the pillar here.
Hope is getting right behind this desk, or this box. He's just leaning right up against this box.
Don't make me use my outside voice. Where are you, little tiefling friend, family?
Hope does not respond.
That is Raybar.
If anybody looks outside,
I'm looking through the door if I can see.
yeah, there's no door. You see a tall figure, like a 6 foot something human, beefed up like nobody's business, body sculpted, and not wearing any weapons, but clothed in some kind of tunic that's more fashionable and crazy than it is reasonable. Something straight out of like a play or something.
Do I recognize this individual?
Nope.
Hope stays where he is and is just going to hang concentration on Eldritch Blast in case anything hostile happens.
Rifle out and perched on the side of the wall, so the pillar. So that way.
Is he looking towards the building or is he looking?
No, he's just yelling like street crier style down the street until eventually another figure comes up. Galahand, I said, don't yell like that. Let's just ask around. And it is Various,
Who?
your older sister. Varys. Varys, yeah.
Hope just kind of makes a lowering motion and smashes his hand, crushing the concentration. He will move outside.
As he does, Fowl just turns to him, shakes his head in pity.
That was literally the same meme.
Pretty much.
Oh, huzzah! There he
His
is,
work.
younger brother-in-law. Tis good to see you. And he comes up to you and holds out a hand, grasps it, and almost breaks your hand, shaking it.
Do you want me to take any damage for that? Or should I make a saving throw?
Yeah, 1 point of crushing damage. Right. It is.
Sir, please.
Don't serve me. Hand still in that clamp. I'm Galahand. Actor extraordinary and your brother, I guess. Brother-in-law.
Hope gives Galahand a murderous look.
Can you quiet down a little bit, please?
Thomas.
Thomas has rushed upstairs with Hope. Well, have rushed into a corner after this.
Thomas, is there any markings that I need to know in navigating the street?
Markings?
I have a little notebook here. You can draw them. Rail signs, anything that could help me find where I need to go. I think it's called Thieves' Camp. Sometimes.
Yeah, to write down all of Thieves' Camp would be like, write down the language for me.
No. She's asking for like specific symbols, like
Think like Thieves Guild
suited.
from Skyrim.
Yeah, like little like rail signs, like things that are like, okay, you can go down this way, nobody's watching this, or you could ride the guard here. Something like that.
I mean, he could write down certain symbols, but the usefulness would be strange because the thieves can't really change and fluctuate as per their nature to make sure nobody yeah.
Well, I understand it, so I'm just
Yeah.
looking for like specific ones that I could use in this situation.
This is
Something
a
I-
one-time deal.
Yeah. He'll give you some useful signs that may be useful, but we'll see.
I need to get over to the other side of the city and possibly bribe the wands to get involved. So I need these in the book, so I know what I'm looking for.
he writes down some basic symbols. But then again, he doesn't actually know all of Thieves' Cant.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then hopefully he's done making a racket outside.
Still hand clamped in Galahad's hand. So, where have you been all these years?
Hope is going to. He's just going to look at him murderously.
Completely
A bit of energy
oblivious.
flashes through his eyes. Your name is Galahad?
Galahad, at your service. Actor extraordinaire.
You can see a bit of energy start to gather in his hand. Shut up.
Well, Varys, you didn't tell me you had such a spunky younger brother. We should go back to our house and celebrate. Varys finally
Golden
goes.
Raybar's eyes. Golden Raybar's eyes flares.
Varys eventually goes up to Galahad, brushes his arm. Okay, honey, you can let go of my brother now. Oh, yes, of course. And he lets go.
The Mike Scott.
Sorry.
I think it adds to the immersion. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it actually adds a lot to it. Like,
No, I love it. I love it. I just can't understand a single word he's saying.
So he lets go of your hand after Varys, actually guides Galahad's hand away from yours. Hope, it's so nice to see you again. This is Galahad, my husband.
Hello.
How's your hand, Hope?
Malak Thrall.
He'll gain
Yeah.
feeling probably tomorrow.
Elbow. Instantly, if I hear that, elbow to the side.
If sorry, I'll go ahead and let you go.
He just gives Raybar a murderous look again.
So is he coming into the building? No.
No.
Okay.
as Hope and Raybar outside, Ufgar will go to Val and Orchid real quick and say, I have knowledge of the wands that I swore not to share. And he's gonna point very meaningfully at Hope's book in terms of Hope. I need to see if that bond still holds true.
I
but we
wouldn't
should be
touch that.
cautious.
I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Hope shakes his head. The last time I gave this book to someone, it resulted in chaos.
Or outside or inside.
No, yeah, I'm speaking to
Oh, okay. He just yeah, okay.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. I think I was the only one that was there for that.
Val shakes his head, and he's still working on what he was remaking the leftovers of the chair into, which, if people have looked at it, he's making into a crutch for the girl.
Just give me a moment, hang on, and then she'll just kind of walk over to the front of the building and see Hope's brother-in-law, and then cast Charm Person on him.
You
Which
can
is
certainly
a-
try.
It's a Wisdom save. DC 14.
Actually,
It's Raybar.
he may
Raybar's not sharp.
just.
That's pretty-
Okay, he's charmed. Natural 1. Par for the course for this character.
Look, thank you so much for coming and meeting our friend, but I have real bad sound sensitivity. I need you to keep it at a whisper.
Ah, yes, I understand what you are saying. It is a stage whisper that everyone can hear.
Thank you so much. Just every time you see me, please just keep it down.
Of course, I will. I understand. It can be rather scary to start, planning a revolution together. That's what I assume you're doing, correct? Here, saving our
Don't talk
mother.
about it. Don't talk about it.
Stop. We will discuss this somewhere
Not in the middle of the road.
better than here.
Of course, there's always a interesting thing that happens when the enemy eavesdrop on a certain plan and comes and strikes you at the worst moment. I love that plot device.
At this point, Fowl walks up, looks between them, and then walks over to Raybar, leans in and mutters, "Is this Derek's brother?" And just, he's asking sincere, like, "Is this Derek's brother?"
No, Derek is a small, spindly little man. This guy is Michelangelo's David, but buffer.
But at the same time, like, the attitude and Fowl having heard all of this from across the room, he's just going, "Oh, this sounds
Yep,
like
a
Derek."
theater version. A theater version. Like,
So that's his first question, and he just looks at the clothes, nods
Raybar
to
gives a
himself.
nod.
He doesn't even bother doing insight. Like, he just gives a nod and walks off like he got the confirmation he needed from the clothes.
But I'm gonna
and
turn
goes
to
back to
Varys.
his work.
I'm gonna turn to Varys. I'm pronouncing that right? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna turn to Varys. Well, we probably should head back to your father's. At some point, yeah. I think it's safe enough for us to move across the street.
He goes to start a couple sentences, and then just stops.
Good boy. I think that we should
well, I think we should all go back to our house. Come with me. And,
motion to the people inside. Come on. And make sure you let
wait.
Faith and Thomas know that we're leaving.
Unless they want to come with us, in which case I could probably check something real quick.
if we're not too much trouble, Faith says.
All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah, Thomas looks still a little distrusting of you guys.
Thomas. They're related to, I forget his name off the top of my head.
Adris.
Adris. They're related to Adris. I don't know if you know them.
He's just, he's a loudmouth, but he never has hurt anybody that didn't deserve it.
Be safe.
Can you all give me? Damn it! I need. Oh, I know. How long would it take us to get there, give or take?
Oh, it's just around the corner a ways and down the street.
You give me 1 second, and he's going to ritual cast Tensor's floating disc.
Okay.
I believe
Eh.
Val did make a crutch as well.
Oh, please. Ha! Oh, right, sorry. Oh, please, right. No need for that fancy magic. And he lifts up the girl. Please, come. And lifts up the boy in the other arm. Off. We shall feast together.
Hope the crossbow will stop.
You see Hope's face just drain.
Like, he doesn't even notice that the crossbow bolt has gone off in his shoulder. Such beefy of a man he is.
Raybar is gonna pat Hope on the shoulder. Now you know how it feels to be me. As I walk off. Come on, Hope. Stop muttering to yourself.
Fine. And he's going to walk along. Just. This is probably the most annoyed Hope has been in a while.
Does it beat the glitter horn?
Yes. By a metric mile.
The glitter horn was best.
Like.
I remember where we went to get here. Raybar, did you wanna?
Yeah. I guess now's the best time to meet.
Okay, so Down the street around the corner, it's basically going to be, even though the houses are pretty much the same, it's just going to be this house on the very end.
Oh, we're going to a new place then.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Their house, yeah. That's why he's lifted up both of the kids and are hauling them off. Thomas is wriggling out. He doesn't like to be touched, but this behemoth doesn't care. Not very good at social cues, even when a kid is kicking and trying to get out of it.
Yeah, we were gonna lag behind because he wanted to have a conversation with Warden in private.
Okay, yeah, he's striding ahead with Varys kind of tagging along. Okay, kids, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get you some food.
I'm gonna keep an eye and watch where they go, just so that way I know for the future. And then step back inside. Oh, hi, Val.
Yeah, Fal's actually going to be lagging behind just because he is still working on getting the crutch refined, and he saw them walk off with it. He doesn't realize that they want alone time. He's just carving away,
I'm gonna look
sanding it
at
down.
Val. I'm just gonna look at Val.
He just looks back.
Can we have a moment, please?
He just nods and walks off, still standing the crutch down. And then as he
noticed everybody left, he's just craft.
yeah, he's just doing his best.
He's living his best life.
I love Val with a passion.
And with that, he's just gonna wander off.
Lucky for you, with your sharp ears, you could probably hear Gallahan stage whispering to the kids. Do not worry, for you see my household is a stronghold of might and wits. You will be safe there, under my protection, Sir Gallahan.
I'll follow the voice.
After
Watch
all,
him walk the other way.
I have played many a guardsman and captain of the guard and all these plays and know all the moves. Do not worry, for I will protect you.
Where is he located exactly?
The end
So
of the
Falcon go
road.
the other direction. Okay.
Varys, you definitely seem to have.
Your sister has taste, lad. Yes.
I have. You were in the guard before.
God damn it, Ulfgar.
How did Varys? I want an explanation because this is a lot. This was not what I was expecting. He's not like offended. He's just confused.
So, are we back in the original house that we ducked into?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
So, we need to talk about what happened. I understand that. Where
I
do we
killed
start?
myself. Yes.
I watched that and nearly exploded. I'd love to see a bullet shatter that fucking. But the reason I didn't want to talk about it was because I was busy making you something.
This is the goddamn ring.
No, it has nothing to do with the rings. I
Good,
promise.
because you'd come into an unfortunate accident if it was.
Trust me, I know. And you're gonna watch Raybarv go to reach for his bag of holding. And it's not there.
I still have it. Oh no!
Morgan? One moment. As he just sprints down the street.
Actually, in that case, if he's sprinting, he's gonna make it there before Foul, because Foul's just idly toddling his way over as he's still working
see-
on the freaking
see-
crutch.
You see double dash and action surge.
Foul just looks up, huh? Then goes back to crafting.
Bag.
What?
Now.
Are you
Please.
fucking? He gives you the bag and he just shakes his head heavily. You're so stupid. You're go, you fucking idiot. You stupid idiot.
You. I run in and run into you. Okay. Issue
Nice,
solved.
nice going, dumbass.
You know what? Shut up. There's a lot going on, and Hope asked for the bag, and I never asked for the bag back. He reaches in, and he pulls out a pocket watch, which I will send in just a moment when I can organize my screens to be able to send it, because I need to grab the right one. Really hope I grab the right one. That's the wrong folder. We'll just send it to the general chat. He pulls out a pocket watch. I started drafting this up because it's selfish reason. It's more for me than for you as he pulls out a second stopwatch. Before we left for the Feywild, I thought that there would come a time when I wouldn't be able to remember you at all. So I made some things, and that's what was irking me. Not the fact that you killed yourself, because we've seen strange things, but the fact that I didn't know if it meant that I know somebody else that wasn't there anymore. This one's for you, as he holds up the first one.
Just kind
Keep
of,
track of the time that we've had together.
she's just kind of sitting there, sputtering. Just, she'll just kind of take a deep breath and sigh. Thank you.
Again, I'm sorry I didn't want to talk about this before. I wanted them to be done. Me, Hope, and Fowl have been up far later than we wish to admit, working on these. Couldn't get them done in 3 days without some help. I understand what you did in there. I understand why you had to do it. Doesn't mean it didn't scare the ever-living hell out of me.
I don't know what came back, but all I know is that it's me now. Whatever that means.
Well, as long as you're not... As long as for now, you're not different. I'm happy with that. I was just scared that I'd forget the person I cared about.
Thank you. And she'll wrap the chain around her arm.
Should probably get back to the others.
Right. Which way did they go? Just
I
follow
think-
the screaming. I got it.
Yeah, that's what I thought we'd do. I think they went left? No, right. Right. It was definitely right.
Ward goes left.
We beat Fowl there again,
Oh no, by that time Foul actually would be there.
and we're at the wrong house.
He's probably just like sitting outside the door, just like
I mean,
tinkering.
probably yes, just to avoid the loud noises, because while Warden pretends that she had hearing sensitivity, Foul actually has that.
Also,
He has tabaxi senses after all.
if
It must be
Warden
real
does
tough to
open,
shoot a shotgun.
Oh yeah, he's definitely suffering hearing loss later in life, if not already.
if Orchid opens the watch, it's... She wouldn't know this, but it's perfectly synced to Graybar's watch.
As all watches should be.
Synchronize your watches.
Already done. Taken care of.
Well,
in really. One last little detail. If she looks in really, really close detail, the ring that's holding the chain on
Is
both of them
fucking
are the
wedding ring,
rings.
isn't it? God
They're the
damn it.
rings.
God damn it.
Hope made a joke, and then I ran with it.
so you are fellow revolutionaries like me. It is good to have friends. Right. The volume
Okay.
diminishes. The consonants still carry. To all the crowd in the audience. So, I've been acting as a revolutionary on stage several times, and I know a thing or two. And he wipes off his shoulder as if he knows a thing. Now, the first step is always to gather resources. We have not gathered so much. I've been working with our father. Oh, it sounds so good to say that. You see, we've gathered about 500, but we need to buy a building in near the casino place to be able to fix it up, pretend we're casino people, get in there, get our voices heard, and perhaps stall or do some things. Now, time is short, and we are. I have plans, and he brings out a script from a famous play. I have studied plans, and I know exactly what to do in this situation. So just follow my lead.
No. If you've studied plans, you throw them away. Plans never
Because
work.
they've been studied already.
You would tell me to throw this away? Millions of
No.
hours of research and development
No, we
from the
don't throw
greatest
it
minds
away.
of our generation.
We don't throw it away. We pretend like that's the one that we're going with.
It's not ever the one that we go with, because if we go with that one, then it's sure to fail. Because the first plan always fails.
Oh, fan of improv. I like it.
Gallahan,
Galahand.
please.
May I have your name one more time?
Galahand, actor extraordinaire.
I'm rolling insight
Go ahead.
on
Gallahan.
Warden.
On Warden. Okay. What are you inciting
that's
for?
I mean,
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He
You know,
squints
good
at
for shits
Warden,
and giggles.
but shrugs mildly.
I don't give a shit.
he's too busy.
Well,
Gallahan.
that's a weird way to ask for someone's name, sure, but
At your service.
I just wanted to hear him say it again, I'll be perfectly honest.
Question for you, Gallahan. Have you ever been in a real battle?
Of course, many times. You
Not
see.
on
Gallahan?
stage.
Well, all the world's a stage, so yes.
no,
For your
Gallahan.
life? For the people
Have-
standing around you.
Well, sometimes when I'm on that spotlight, everything just fades
Spotlight.
away.
No spotlight.
Listen to me. For 10 minutes, do me a favor. Just listen to us. Please. You seem to be the most excitable sort, and that is fine. That's perfectly fine. We've been through a few scraps.
Various touches his shoulder. Dear, I think our new guests should have some beds made up for them. Would you like to go upstairs and get some sleeping arrangements for them? Anything for you, my darling.
Why don't
I'll
you be a
go
good
help
guest
him.
for us?
Hang on. Then Warden will follow him upstairs.
Yeah,
Why don't you be a good host? So,
stomping up the stairs and dramatic fashion. Everything about this man is dramatic. He goes up there.
Paris.
Various. I know you. He's a bit strange. I understand.
No, that's I
it's
take
par
I
for the
take no
course.
issue with that. It's par for the course at this point. We've been to the Feywild. Like it's fine. He just mentions that cursorily, like it doesn't matter. Okay. So he thinks we're planning a revolution.
Well, you
Right.
are. You're gonna save Mom, after all. That's why you came here, right?
It is. But I'm realizing this problem. It might be larger than just Mom. None of you all deserve this, but we need to delay Mom's execution because that's what's going to happen. He exhales through his nose. You were a member of the guard. What happened?
Well, the whole world turned upside down. An entire
I know that.
yeah, an entire section of the city just started killing each other. Heavenside was dangerous. Luckily, most of the cultist people killed each other off before. If they united, there wouldn't be any city left. But it's scarred the people, and they're justly angry and scared.
As they should be.
That's
But executing those that are without their faculties is not how we go about things. I've seen it firsthand, and I know that's the truth of it. What? Hope motions to Ulfgar. My friend Ulfgar had attempted to send a message to Mother, and almost instantly was taken over. What god does Mom serve? Because I either I've forgotten or was never told.
notes.
Heard Sam come out for a minute.
I just want to point out that I am upstairs abusing Charm Person.
Yes.
It is 1 hour.
1
Oh,
hour
that
for
lasted
charm
a
person?
minute.
I thought it was a minute. Yeah.
It's an
No,
hour.
it is 1 hour. I am looking at it right now. And I am
Okay.
abusing the hell out of it for like the last 30 minutes that I have on it.
Friends
Because
can't
he
live in
knows
minutes.
that it's. He knows. Is charm person then?
When it drops, he'll know.
Yeah.
But unlike Friends, he's not going to be ill affected by it. He just knows that he's going to be charmed. Or that he was charmed.
Well, it was ah, there we go. It was Mistra, goddess of magic. She always wanted you all to be blessed with good magic. All of us, but
Did she take that faith before or after I found my and he unclips the crystal off his belt. This and my powers.
I don't know. Dad hasn't really told me a lot about it. I think she was just casually a believer, but then when you got your powers, it was rooted a bit deeper.
Did she go like the others did?
She went a little crazy. Yeah, Dad was able to. I wasn't there for it, but Dad talked about it. He was able to pin her down and stop her from hurting everybody or herself.
Scared
How-
to see what an avatar for magic can do.
How crazy? Did she change in appearance at all?
Well, she isn't really caster. She isn't magic, so she wasn't as bad as the others. Those who are just casual believers or just believers, most of them either got killed by the really extremists or are in custody now. But those who are actually casters, they're the ones that went really crazy and destroyed the entire city. But
She she's roped up in them as I am going to assume mass execution.
Well, it started out mass execution style, but now it's calmed down a little bit. Now they're doing trials, but even them are just shams.
Just as everything usually has been.
Yeah.
Why that would change, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. The Red Claw's it's really dangerous. They
Mal
say
after all.
a demon is leading them, or a devil.
Demon or a devil? Huh?
A devil, most likely, because that's what we're known for. But
Fair.
about Callahan, though, he actually will be able to help you guys more than you think.
Elaborate, because I'm not and he seems strong, if nothing else. But we need more than brawn.
Yeah, well, I met him a long time ago, a couple years ago. He was an actor then, but something I learned. It's a secret. You can't tell anyone else. Swear?
Varys, you act like we've not some secrets ourselves at this point.
But don't even tell Dad or anyone.
That kind of. All right, what is it?
Well, he's not exactly an actor. He's not acting. He was a soldier once, a real soldier. Protected, I mean, like one of those high-trained mercenaries that really did the worst things. But he got injured and his head got hurt, and one of his friends in the force helped him out. Pretended like all of those experiences were just plays. So he's thought he's been an actor, but really most of the plays he remembers from before a long time ago, were actual
Repressed
real.
memories.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he can fight.
That's why he's so
Brash. Yes. He thinks he's invincible because he is. He's even protected me a couple times, but
protect you.
yeah.
But at the time I left, you were doing fairly well on the guard.
Yeah, but I've retired.
Compared to you, I was this puny. I guess I still am this puny weakling, but still.
Yeah, I'm.
Elbow. Hard elbow. You got
Ow.
that right, Hope.
Asshole.
Gotta protect you at every moment, huh?
I will send an Eldritch Blast into your face, Raypod. Do not test me.
Ignoring the conversation entirely, Fal's actually going to eventually walk in with the completed and filed down crutch to hand to the girl and offer it. And ask, does the size need change?
The girl and Thomas are up, getting beds.
And in that case, he'd be going up there to try and find him.
Yeah.
He didn't even flinch when that crossbow bolt went into his arm. So that.
No, yeah, he's been through a lot of scars.
Well, we've been through our fair share. All right, so how?
Before we go any further in the conversation, I have very, very important news to share to you.
Hey, Potter, can we?
No, this cannot wait.
It needs to. We have someone to save, Ray Potter.
Oh, but this is so much more fun. I overheard your father and your sister had a bet.
You
Hope
realize
not
that you realize that Rosebud is not
No,
my
she's your
daughter,
child.
right?
She's your child. We all know.
She's my little sister.
No,
Wait,
she's
what?
She
Hope?
was left in your care.
Speaking
has a
of,
child and a girlfriend.
she was with the storytellers.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh no.
That-
I assumed
that
she stayed on the
changed.
ship.
Arrows have
Yeah.
been made.
Oh no, I was unaware of that.
Yeah, she's not with you
Yeah.
guys. She's not on the
Is
ship
Hope
alone.
aware of that?
if we were aware of that, things would have played out.
Yeah, that would have played a lot differently.
Hope is taking out his flask, as Rosebud has mentioned. Sam!
Yes!
Rosebud, where is she?
He looks around. You don't see it. Where is Rosebud?
His whole face goes pale.
Hope, did you lose your child?
Hope looks at you with widened eyes and anger.
Send her a message, ask where she is, and I'll go get her.
Hope
What's
is
going
going
on?
to begin writing. Hope is going to begin writing in his book fervently to Rosebud. Where are you? You got separated from Sam, right?
The reply comes. Yeah. They left. I'm with this nice guy though, so he's taking me, trying to find you guys. Where are you?
What does he look like?
He's tall and I don't know. He has a weird red hand.
Damn it.
Hope's entire face goes pale.
Where is she, Hope? You know I'll go out and get her.
You can't.
I don't. What do you mean I can't?
She's in the custody of the Red Claws.
You see, Raybar just all jokes, all laughs.
What's going on?
Rosebud's with the Red Claw.
Deal
They got
with it.
separated. Now,
I
come on.
leave the bag with me. I'll continue
Bag
the plan
tossed.
as is.
Bag tossed.
Orchid. I am not certain about your plan either. The wands could be the most powerful ally, or perhaps the greatest foe.
That doesn't matter right now, Ofka. And Warden,
I agree with you.
Orchid.
We must go save Rosebud, but do not go forward with your plan before we think further about this, Orchid.
Varys. Varys.
Yeah.
Alright. Long, complicated story that I'll give you later. Rosebud is my sister-in-law, quote unquote. It's long, complicated. I'll tell you when we get her back. She's currently in the custody of the Red Claws, and they're trying to find me.
Us. You
Well-
see just something you've seen a couple of times on Raybar's face, but this is just determination. You could call it pure grit in his eyes.
Impossible. He doesn't have 20 wisdom yet.
Look, if she's with the Red Claws, there's nothing you can do. They're probably taking her back to one of the casinos and
They're looking for us, right?
their
They can draw her out.
strongholds.
I will give them a beacon to walk towards. As you see him turn around. And start
Going
walking.
anywhere near that side was pure suicide unless you own a casino
Consider
there.
us suicidal.
And then Hope shifts using disguise self into one of the
Hope.
wands.
Hope,
What?
you take care of that. Go get her. Bring Orchid and Fowl. We need
Foul
more.
or not.
Fowl, you need to stay with us. We can give him a runabout.
Listen to me, listen to me. We need to get her back without risking other people's lives.
I'm
If we leave them here, they're just going to slaughter everyone else in the slums.
well. If if we just go charging in headlong, we all die.
I know.
If I would actually,
Did I hear a suicide mission? I believe that's
Hey!
playing my music.
You
Stomping
lag.
down the stairs.
If I would
Bag.
actually scratch at one of the posts to try to get their attention, like, and then just
Ow.
go.
What is it? It's a
He would
bag.
point
Give
at
it back.
Hope. He would point at Hope. Disguise. Point at self. Speed. 2.
Point at self.
Enough.
2 enough? You 2?
That's his thought, at least, is that he can just dash the hell out and basically hit and run with Tabaxi.
What is it? Is it Callahan?
Galahad, at your service.
I have a
So
question.
all we heard
for you.
was at.
I understood what he said. I have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Orchid, bag.
Bag.
Grab the bag. Pull out my sword. Revolution starts today, my friend. Are you willing to help us?
No, we need to plan this. We need to find a base of operations and
It's
deep in
too
enemy
late.
territory.
They have a little girl.
Our little girl.
No, rescue mission. That changes things. Well,
Don your armor if you have any.
Ha! Galahad needs no armor. Just a trusty sword. And he pulls out a sword that wobbles.
How about you try this one? This one's special. It's magic. Better.
Looks at it. Alright. More believable prop. I accept.
I hand him the ashen blade.
Ashen blade, okay.
Wait, hold on. I forgot what that is. What is that again?
That is Raybar's personal forged sword made out of his material that he made.
The color is slightly off, but it'll do.
How's the weight? Does it feel good?
Ah, sir. Well, Galahad, actor extraordinaire, can deal with any weapon. I have been
Good.
trained in the arts of all kinds. For example, I am a black belt in origami.
Good.
Interesting.
You have
Handy.
2 black belts in origami. Charm person. Charm person's still active, probably.
Hope
Not
you
at
said
this
it
point.
again. What do your surroundings look like, Rosebud? Can you see the street names?
We're going into a busy marketplace. Lots of people. We're on a boat with lots of people. Oh, and guy says his name is... The message cuts out.
He writes back again. His name is what?
Balgan? Something like that? He's really nice.
Balagan?
Balgan.
Balagan.
Ah, fuck.
Oh shit, is this something from Fallow's background too? Okay.
Oh, this is, she just met the were
Oh
tiger.
no!
Yeah.
Your other character
Yes?
has my little sister.
I have no idea what's going on.
God, you are a legend.
Well, I'm gonna turn, like, if you share that name, do either of you know that name?
Oh,
Nobody
it's
would know him.
Hope, what is your plan? You pretend you're with the wands and distract while Foul grabs Rosebud?
Falwadon.
They're heading to the devil's side. They're already on a boat. We can't.
We're running out of time. Do we want to split?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Hope,
I kn-
by the way, you would know this. If there's a lot of people around and you're on a boat, it's most likely the streets in Succubus Street area, they're like Venice. Waterways.
Waterways. Okay.
I could try to make it across.
How?
On my
You're not
own.
gonna.
I was given these, and Warden will pull out her like little pocket notebook and flash it to Hope. These will help me guide my way.
Can you lead me through?
I don't
I'm
think
not as
so.
inconspicuous as them.
I can only really do this reliably on my own.
Huh.
I'm not gonna be here next week.
Well, stealth is all that matters.
Then do what you have to.
I'm going.
And
I only have one. I only have one use. I can. No, it's not a good idea.
I believe it is Foul and Hope who will do this.
I can't just sit on my hands.
Hey, Raybar, we all have our talents. Disguising myself is one of mine.
Warden will, as she's running out, she'll toss her little notebook to Foul.
Fowl would catch it, nod, and tuck it away.
Raybar, let us learn what we can while they do this.
That's right.
I will go ahead and cast Aid on Foul and Hope.
Not me.
Uh,
Not me. I'm not gonna get
I
it here
love
next week.
myself. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast it on myself as well because I have half my hit points now.
Yeah.
I died really easily.
you do see, hearing that a little girl is danger, Gallivant, actor extraordinary, is striding ahead of you guys. Long strides, marching confidently towards the other side, drawing a mustache on his upper lip with some like charcoal. Disguise is the greatest thing.
I know what song that is, and I'm so happy you used it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All
I'm
right,
gonna go
listen.
ahead and also enhance. Oh, I have to declare which ability I'm enhancing before the cast.
You have to. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Right. Do we give Cat's Grace to the cat or Eagle Splendor to the disguiser?
Eagle Splendor.
All right.
Hope has a shit charisma. Remember?
Now he has good charisma. He just doesn't have
No,
the
he-
skills.
No,
It's
he
just
doesn't have.
proficiency.
No,
Yeah.
you also have a scenic charisma, not a 20.
No, that was
Yeah, the 20.
temporary.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's temporary?
Is that gone
Oh,
now?
okay.
Yes, that dissipated over the dry to. That was a representation of my will being shattered. The main effect of the curse is the unloved.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does recover over time.
So then, what's your dex, Val? I think mine is higher than yours.
Mine's 20 actually.
If only it was.
Oh, yours is
Thank
20?
God.
Damn.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and
Probably
just.
the disguise. The disguise would break
Yeah.
the job faster than the speed
Yeah.
cat.
I will lean towards Hope and just say, go quickly. This will only last an hour.
He
But
nods.
as I cast this, I will whisper to him, "Oh God, this might backfire on me. You are a dragon."
Sorry, what did you say?
You are a dragon.
To
Hope.
after
He is transformed as one.
you cannot say that.
Okay.
You are physically stopped.
All right.
What?
What? What the fuck?
Nope.
What?
Ian!
Ignore that.
Oh, go.
That didn't happen.
Oh, we didn't hear it.
Yep.
We
nothing
didn't
hear it.
happened. You
Nope.
guys didn't hear anything.
Nope, nothing.
Nope.
I
Nope.
don't know what you guys are talking about. I have not been paying attention.
Good.
Supposedly.
Well,
Oh,
Gallahan is a supremely perfect distraction. As he is marching towards you. Nothing to see here, citizens. Nothing to see. Dun da 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 da.
Callahan, we need to move. Let's go.
He is moving,
already gone.
marching confidently.
of course, just
Should
say
we-
like, act quickly, and he tries to say something, and he just like clams up and just go quickly.
Oh gosh, should we go to make sure that Callahan doesn't die?
I can keep him alive, you know that. I've got something to keep him stable. Varys, I'm sorry. This is all he musters out as he sprints out the door, and he just shoots another message. Long story. Apologies. We're stealing him, I guess. Go gather my father. The message cuts out. It's got 25 words.
Okay, the two kids are with Varys, and yeah.
I thought message wasn't limited.
Message isn't limited. It's
Sending
limited
it.
on range, 120 feet.
Yeah.
Then while he's running out the door, he's just gonna point a finger back. Bring the kids to dad. I'll be there hopefully sometime tonight in one piece.
Is she able
You
to
might not
respond to that?
recognize Yes.
Okay.
Message? No, I don't. Oh yeah, one. Yeah, you can respond to this message.
You may respond in it. You may respond to this message.
She may respond to this message. There has to be a better way. Your guys are going to get caught. Let me think of something.
We don't have time. I'm sorry.
Right.
And that's all he gets out
Do I
before
hear her
he's out of
whispering?
range.
She would say that out loud.
Message you have to talk out loud for.
Yeah, she's like calling out after you, and the message carries it.
Oh, okay.
He turns
Look.
quickly. What?
There has to be what you're all gonna get caught. You're all gonna die.
I'm gonna look at Varys. This is when we shine best. Is when shit hits the fan. We don't know what we're gonna do.
Oh.
We make it work.
I forgot to clarify. Warden would have probably taken the bag of holding with the money in it to continue the plan as
Take
is.
my rifle out of the bag of holding
Wait.
before you leave.
Yeah, I'm just like, for the sake of argument, I need the money.
Well, okay. So Warden,
Warden has the bag of holding.
yeah, Orchid is going to. You might want to give the bag off to someone else, but you are going to be with Various as she thinks up a plan to save you guys if she can.
Okay.
Good to hope.
If you guys get
I
caught.
can turn.
You don't
Well,
have to run off immediately, right?
Yeah, I didn't have to run off.
Okay, so you can stay back for a little while.
So yeah,
they-
you could give it to Hope, and he could further his claim that he has one of the wands by producing said bag. He's off to the bank to do an exchange.
It's got all my stuff in it though.
Well, you've got your rifle and your ammunition.
Okay, so Raybar, where are you going?
I don't have anywhere to go. I'm not stealthy. I'm not. I can fly up in the sky and be a beacon to draw everything. That's about what I have.
I think right now Hope and Val have just taken off, and then the rest of us are kind of in the room trying to figure out what the next plan is.
Fowl would open
Okay.
the door once they're ready to go, and is just straight on dashing and full speed ahead, effectively. And if Hope falls behind, he's just gonna lag just long enough to scoop Hope under his arm and just dash off again.
Okay. So, we will end tonight's session there with 2 people going off after a. Well, 3 people technically, because Galhan is there. Going on a rescue mission, the others staying behind and thinking of a way to turn
Do a
the
rescue
situation
mission once
around.
Do a rescue mission once the rescue mission gets botched. That's a.
Yes.
I-
To rescue the rescue mission.
Yeah, I mean, there was no chance of us stopping that rescue mission. That was gonna happen no matter what.
I was gonna go alone if it didn't,
Yeah.
but he didn't want to.
And
No,
yeah,
Fowl is 100%
Fowl just thought time was of the essence, which is why he suggested himself and Hope, because Hope can just hide instead of trying to get away in time, whereas Fowl can pretty much run out of magic range in one round and thus keep ahead of the game.
and remember, you used your action surge.
I have,
I
not
used
used,
that.
I have not used my action
That was
surge.
Raybar.
I used that.
Raybar did. Okay.
Fowl's
Right.
been toddling along just fine.
Fair enough. Yep. So that's going on. That's going down. Ending there. And for future reference, if anytime you do not specifically say Rosebud is with us, she's going with the storytellers.
Good. You know what?
What if we say Rosebud stay here?
Unless you say something like that. The default is.
No,
Oh my god, we're
that
gonna
is a
be
completely fair thing to happen, because he said, "Listen."
Stay
So,
with
like-
Granny Cutthroat.
Stay with Granny Cutthroat, listen to Granny. Yeah, that's it. That's the only effect. I can't even be upset. That's completely fair.
No,
You
know
guys
what?
forgot about her. That's what you did. And I did as well.
It wasn't going to be
Yeah, if we would have known Rosebud was with him, we would have probably.
Hope, what are the names you have on your
Yeah,
book
it's
right now?
mainly everyone forgetting about Rosebud in that moment.
Okay.
I have Rosebud. I have
Val?
no. I think
Orchid and Mallory.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I have
stop
Rosebud,
recording
Orchid, and
now.
Mallory.
Da, da, da,
Okay.
da.